This is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
Woo! You now rocking with One Nation Radio. Welcome to the program. James Boy, Richard Latta, and a couple friends with the show for your wrestling needs. Shopping out the rest of the IWC. We gon' tell her how it is. We gon' shoot from the hip. If they putting out trash, we gon' rip from the biz. Make sure that you tweet us and you rate the shows. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Now let's get it on the road. Hey, One Nation Sports. One Nation Sports. One Nation Sports.
Welcome to One Nation Radio. And now here are your hosts, Rich Latta and James Boyd. And thank you for listening.
SocialSuplex.com. BWB, what's up?
This is One Nation Radio.
Welcome to the 2017 Fuck Outta Here Draft. My name is Rich from One Nation Radio, and I am surrounded by three good gentlemen that have come here to tell WWE to get the entire fuck out of here. And we are drinking while we do this, so this should be a fun time. And this is good. We're going to try to make this a new holiday tradition on One Nation Radio. And James, what's going on, man?
Not too much. Trying to get hammered and hammered enough to where I can do this, and then never mind. This is trying to get hammered enough to do this, and hopefully the words aren't slurred. It sounds crisp. We're not we're drunk, but not too drunk.
Yeah, man. And joining us today, we have the boys from Keepin It Strong Style. We have Jeremy Donovan, and we've got the Youngboy Josh Smith. What's going on, folks?
Hey, man, we're happy to be here.
Yeah, man.
Keepin It Strong Style. What's that?
James.
That's their new gimmick.
If you listen to our podcast,
James listens to the podcast, so.
I do listen. Look, I listen to the podcast. I haven't listened to all of the podcasts.
There's only been 4.
We spitting that hot fire out there.
I'm sorry, did I not just
big draws, getting them downloads.
Does it not fit what I just said, Josh? I said, listen to the podcast. I haven't listened to all of them.
You're in my dojo.
Yeah, we're the Strong Style Studios.
Yes,
we're Strong Style Studios right now.
All right, man.
Located in
parts unknown.
Located in the School of Hard Knocks.
Parts unknown.
Located fresh off a cop's ass.
Yeah.
Okay,
so basically what we've gathered here to do, 2017 in WWE has not been a particularly banner year. This concept kind of originated, James randomly had responded to something that I had sent him off of Twitter, that was absurd. And he was like, man, that's a first round selection in the 2017 Fuck Outta Here Draft. And I was like, that would be an awesome concept for all the bullshit we seen. Do you remember what it was, James?
I can't remember. You sent me a lot of stuff, Rich.
Okay, yeah,
we sent me a lot of stuff.
Dude,
I don't remember everything.
All the threads that were in,
yes.
Nothing but content.
Another thing is, it's so funny when someone talks to me about stuff that happens on the podcast that they thought were funny. I'm like, one, I'm surprised you even listen to the podcast I'm on. That's cool. That's great. That's awesome. And two, I don't remember what I be saying. I just be the mic goes on. I just talk.
Yeah, just be doing it. Do it live or pre-recorded.
I say this stuff and it's from a genuine place, but for the most part, I just I don't remember what it goes. It just in my brain, shoots out my mouth. Hopefully, it's coherent.
Yeah, man. So The key, for us, what we were going to do is we're going to draft. We have 16 things on our board, but we don't necessarily have to draft off of that board. And we are all, as I said, we're all of age, so we are consuming some alcoholic beverages. Before we get started, what is everyone drinking? James, what are you drinking?
I am drinking, I don't know how to pronounce this, I'm the Luke Belair Rosé. It is not good.
Not good.
But I am still drinking it. Because
feel free to get on them Yang lanes.
I put money on this, it's going to get drunk.
Jeremy, what you got over there?
I'm drinking some Yingling traditional lager. I'm on my second bottle right now.
Okay. And Josh, what you got?
I'm on that nog.
That nog. It is a holiday season, so and you know me,
for culture, right?
What are you putting in there?
I didn't put anything in there. It was pre-made for me.
Pre-made?
Yeah. So, and you know me, I'm over here on this yak. Right? For y'all that don't know what the yak is, I'm on that hen dog, that henny, that Hennessy, however you want to say that, cognac. But yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and get it started. We did a random generator to see who got the number 1 pick. James got the number 1 pick. I believe I got the 2nd pick. And then Jeremy has the 3rd pick, and Josh has the 4th pick. So we're just going to go in a circle, pretty much drafting moments that made us say, or we're telling WWE to get the fuck out of here. So James, if you want to jump it off, man, feel free.
How do you come up with the list that we're the order that we're going?
Random org generator.
That seems real convenient that the two people that are hosting the podcast and have 2 guests, the 2 people that started off that are hosting one show. I feel like we're not giving them enough due.
I happen to remember
it was rigged.
Another draft that we did where you guys ended up with a first pick. So
Look, you can see I'm not in on this. He's the one that's making the list.
Hey.
He's the one on the payola.
listeners out there, stay woke.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
So it's my pick, right?
James, you have the first pick.
So, in the art of just being forefront with everybody, I do not have my phone on me because my phone is dead right now. But also, Rich, I'm using Rich's phone to look at this. I'm not even going to have to look on the board because I already know what's on there, and I'm just going to go ahead and start. Jinder Mahal as WWE champion for 7 months.
Good start.
Number 1 pick.
Guys,
first round draft pick.
Yes,
yeah, definitely.
It is
first round.
LeBron James, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the Magic Johnson, the Mario Williams. Yeah, it's the John Elway first pick, the Andrew Luck, all that. Guys, what the fuck?
Dude,
I hated every single thing about this. I hope it dies slow.
If you would have told me a few years ago that Jinder Mahal, former member of 3MB, would be the WWE champion, I would laugh in your face and tell you to get the hell out of my face.
Yes.
Fuck out of here.
I may have struck you for saying
I would
bullshit.
I would have shot on you.
Double leg this man.
Right.
Go to work.
Yes.
Break that crossface, put a half Nelson on you. Stretch you.
There's a rich tradition in WWE of every couple of years bringing in an unlikely jobber to challenge for the title. Your Bob Hollies, people like that. But ultimately, they don't win the belt and they don't hold it for 7 freaking months
and beat everybody.
Right.
Well, apparently it's a new South.
Yes, it's a new day.
Game got some ludicrous shit.
Yes, bro. They had this man run through Randy Orton like Randy Orton was a dumbass.
3 times?
3 times
on pay-per-view?
Yes,
and 2 of them were the exact same way, identical month to month. And then they brought out the big guns when he beat everybody that time, and they brought out the Great Khali
in a literal negative star match for the WWE Championship. And then they sacrificed Shinsuke Nakamura. Jeremy's wearing a Nakamura shirt right now. I see I'm fucking shit up already. It's a wonder that he's even wearing the Nakamura shirt from how much they killed Nakamura with his sacrifice to Jinder Mahal.
And keep in mind, Nakamura went through Randy Orton and John Cena on TV.
He dumped John Cena on his head and put a knee through his forehead.
And then they sacrificed him twice in a row to Jinder Mahal.
The hottest baby face on NXT that gets called up, and they just treat him like any other geek on the roster. And now he's pretty much just a guy.
Also,
that's just a pattern with NXT.
Yeah.
The deal with also to add to the gender noise, they realized eventually that no one gave a fuck, and they took the belt off him when they knew no one gave a fuck, and gave it back to AJ Styles, thankfully. And they went ahead and beat that ass in his home country where he lost business with the WWE Network and everything like that. And then, he went against Triple H, and they canceled that other show that they had.
Yeah, they put the belt on him to appeal to a foreign market that wasn't financially viable in the first place.
And already had their product for free, so why would they even spend money on the product? Why would they even
spend money on the product? And second of all, the majority of the country doesn't have the money to spend anyways. And then and they did this at the basically, I don't know what the word is, but basically
the behest.
At the behest of us, you know,
the detriment
of its major fan base over here in its own country.
Not only us, okay, Jeremy.
The thing is, in India, I mean, pretty much all around the world, where people watch WWE, the stars are the stars. It doesn't matter where they're from. In any country, Triple H, Undertaker, Stone Cold, Rock, they see those guys as the stars. They see the main eventers as the main eventers. They don't have to be from that country. It doesn't help. Like, you just pull a jobber out, and just because they're from that country, it's not going to help the situation.
You know what would have helped them figure this out today? And they'd be like, oh my God, this would never work. Let's not even try it. If they actually had people of color or women backstage helping them turn this out. Because, like, you know, black people, women, when it comes to WWE, for historically, they've been underserved as far as representation.
Right.
And you know who their favorite wrestlers were? The same motherfuckers that got pushed to the top then. They could have told you, hey, newsflash, if you push somebody to the top and they're top guys, people are going to gravitate towards the guys that are winning because people are front runners.
You know what would have really been great here? Classic booking where you actually give the guy a mid-card push and put him into the forefront. You don't take him from jobber status where he's seen on the same level as, like, Duke the Dumpster Droese or, you know, the Brooklyn Brawler, and then put him into the title match the next night and then give him the title run for 7 months. Of course he's going to fail.
Right, and there's one
0 to 100, nigga.
0 to 100.
Yeah.
They would think that who thought that this was going to... Why did Vince McMahon think this was going to work?
And also, and I think, you know, aside from the outrage that, you know, I've shown all year from this, I think I've said this from the beginning. This is an unfair situation for Jinder Mahal.
Yep. Right.
And to ask him to essentially become a main eventer on the fly was unfair to him. But at the same time, it wasn't good.
Right.
And they need to be, you know, called out for that.
And like you guys say on One Nation Radio all the time about insurance.
Yep.
Like, they didn't give Jinder any insurance going into this main event title run. Literally, this guy was getting beat like a drum since before he left and after when he came back. He was beat like a drum, and then all of a sudden we're supposed to believe that he can be the WWE champion. Like, come on,
I don't know, man. Look, man, I know it's not real, but come on.
Need more people.
Yeah. So for the...
Let's be clear here, too, before we get off the topic. They destroyed SmackDown.
Correct.
Yeah.
They destroyed SmackDown.
Like, SmackDown is still feeling the effects from that shit.
You said something earlier tonight, Rich, where people are complaining, oh, you guys don't like Jinder because you want something new. And good.
Right.
That's new and
good. Correct.
Yeah.
Why can't we have both?
With a major emphasis on the good part, like, we'll forgive a lot of whatever crazy stuff you do if it ultimately turns out good. And a lot of stuff they've done, like a lot of stuff is, you'd be like, well, they tried something, and then, like, can you really judge them because it didn't work out? And a lot of it's like,
yes.
well, yeah, a lot of shit is like, you didn't even fucking try. So we're going to get to it, but, like, one in particular sticks out of me is, like, the women's money thing is like, okay, you did this with Carmella in Ellsworth, and then, like, what do you do with her after that? Not shit? Okay, cool, great.
Right. And, like, they want new stars. I mean, look at all the NXT guys that have been called up. I mean, you had the top babyface Nakamura, the top heel Bobby Roode, and what are they doing now?
Nothing.
Wasting away at mid-card mediocrity because they want to push Jinder freaking Mahal.
Yep. I think that's it.
So for Jinder Mahal's WWE Championship win, I want to say 3 letters, and I guess we can do this all together. Get the fuck.
You drunk.
Not yet.
The words,
3 words.
The letters.
3 words. My fault. I'm sorry. Get the fuck out of here. So I have the second pick.
You see so enthused to do that together.
Get the fuck out of here. Yes, these dudes just did this.
Man. My thing was, what are those 3 words? We should discuss this before we all try to do it.
And the best part was, he said it's not. I meant he goes like, the 3 letters. No, not 3 letters. I mean 3 words. Then he goes, get the fuck out of here. What is that doing?
Oh, man.
All right, so I've got...
He's drunk and don't want to admit it.
This was a great start.
Not yet.
How? The show just started.
I'm not drunk yet.
This is like Magnum Tully. They started, like, blading after, like, a minute into the match.
No.
Movie drunk.
Not yet. So...
Time elapses fast.
So I have the second pick. As some of you long-time listeners for One Nation Radio may know, at the beginning of this year, there was an announcement. And there was a conversation that went down with me and Josh where he told me this was a possibility. I didn't believe him for a second. And then the Royal Rumble happened. With the second selection, I'm drafting the announcement of AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. Now, this was the most convoluted effort and fuck job of a top star that we have seen in years.
Are you going to read your whole rant from before?
Oh my god, I should. Shouldn't I just read it again?
No.
James, let me see that. Let me see this shit.
Don't do that.
I'm not going to read the whole thing.
Oh my god.
I'm not going to read the whole thing, but...
This man out here rehashing shit.
Yes, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but...
He's like a DJ bringing back hits.
Bring it back.
He's living out the glory days.
Yeah, man, but like, when they announced AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon, I'm like, one, why isn't AJ Styles in the WWE title match? Two, why the fuck is Shane McMahon fighting AJ Styles? Mm-hmm. And it was like weeks and weeks, like, they slowly began, like, trying to put the screws to Styles. They went ahead and, you know, had him in the Elimination Chamber carrying the match. They had him winning number one contender matches on TV.
Mm-hmm. Winning Battle Royals
just to take it away from him. Meanwhile, while Shane McMahon was really the bad guy, man, I couldn't trust these guys to handle the guy that they were calling the greatest performer of his generation. Like, and they put him in there with Shane McMahon. And the match turned out so much better than I thought it would be. Mm-hmm. But going into it... I'm glad you
admit that now. Because when we watched
it was just good. You gotta keep in mind, he was finna die. He was so sick.
He was so sick.
I was literally sick during WrestleMania.
And me and James were like, "Wow, he just walked that man through to a 4-star match."
Yep.
And Rich was like, "negative stars."
I didn't say that.
-5 stars.
He was like, it was good. And I remember saying, like, looking on paper, like, look, man, a lot of this stuff, like, the build has been good to this stuff, but there's a lot of matches we really don't want to see. But, like, what if it's good? What if WrestleMania is good? And then, like, for the first, like, hour and a half, we were like,
it was really good.
This is really good. And then next thing you know, they went out there and they decided, hey, let's bring Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt out there, and let's put some maggots and bugs on the screen on the floor. I think you're like, yep, it's done.
Oh, okay. So pretty much the end of the rant. I'll just read that part off.
Okay.
So it was like, AJ Styles' storyline is literally, this is bullshit, and they fucking know it. He won a battle royal to become the number one contender, and they had Daniel Bryan, of all people, say he backs the Royal Rumble winner. Then they wanted to blame AJ Styles' shortcomings on arrogance. Yeah, because AJ Styles is the one who booked WWE into a corner where there was no one else left. I don't care how many times he busts Shane's head to the white meat on a sneak attack. AJ Styles is the babyface. I never wanted to see this match. I don't want to see this match. I don't want to see what Shane McMahon wants to do as far as a crazy jump, because we've seen it all. It'll be a hollow ass stunt, just like his jump last year ended up being. Speaking of last year, I wasn't impressed at all when Shane did the elbow to AJ Styles. Why do you ask? Because we saw the same thing last year with The Undertaker. This match is a result of a convoluted-ass story to fuck over a dude because Brock Lesnar finessed his way into the main event and the Universal title, and they let Shane McMahon pick his fucking opponent. If AJ Styles pulls a miracle out of this, and meaning more than 3 stars, which he did, by the way, he needs to immediately win the belt back on the SmackDown after WrestleMania and resume his damn reign. Y'all saw Shane start getting booed last week. I can't wait for 60,000 people to tell WWE about this fuck shit. Don't ever try to get over by being the best in WWE. It's not worth it, wrestlers. And then that was just foreshadowing for Jinder Mahal, because Jinder Mahal didn't fucking get over.
The part of the scene is immediately he comes to take he immediately come back. Someone wants to get his shit back.
Do you remember The Office when Jim told Dwight to get his point over, he had to bang on the desk?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Rich right now.
Yes.
That's why banging on the desk for the people below us have to come up here and try and whoop our ass.
No. Those people can screw up, because last week there was some soccer match going on. They were up till 4 a.m. chanting, doing crazy stuff.
Fuck those guys.
All right.
Yeah, this ain't fun where you sort of be like, them and their crazy soccer and all this and all that. Oh, Josh, you going too far, my friend.
All right. So
reel it in.
This over here in
Strong Style Studios.
There's no chill. The management won't do nothing.
I don't know if you guys have anything else to add to AJ Shane, but I think
that was only like what, like not even a quarter of your entire rant. You got so much more to rant. Like, it's crazy. But I mean,
what is there to say? What is there to say about Shane and like being in all these high-profile situations that hasn't already been said about Afghanistan? I mean, it's been bombed out and depleted. We're done. Like,
I don't want to see. I don't want to see the crappy shoot punches anymore. I don't want to see the botched spots where this guy's not a wrestler and he's pretty much like almost injuring or killing himself every time he goes out there. Like, AJ protected that man and got him over to a good match, but that was why wasn't AJ Styles in a main program?
Right. Why wasn't there AJ Styles versus John Cena for the WWE title?
Or AJ Styles versus Joe, or AJ Styles
versus Randy Orton,
or Randy Orton. Yeah, there was a bunch of shit like that. Yeah.
So the announcement of AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon, I say, get the fuck out of here.
You was really hoping Jerry was going to come in?
Somebody,
I thought you were going to do like a 3, 2, 1.
You didn't give us a countdown.
The countdown.
Also, so I'm going to say, get the, and then everybody jump in. Fuck out of here.
All right, that's right.
Let's do it. So, the announcement of AJ Styles versus Shane, get the fuck out of here.
I'm not doing that shit.
Yo,
I got you,
The
Rich.
best part about that is all the way back in November, I said that match was happening.
Oh my god.
Gross.
I know, it's terrible, right?
Really gross.
Really bad.
Kind of like how I said they were going to put Brock Lesnar in a triple threat match with Braun and Kane.
You did.
Yeah.
Oh, Kane, huh?
Yeah.
Right? So, Jeremy, you have the third pick. Let us know.
All right. For the third pick, I'm going to draft part-time Mania again.
Oh, my gosh.
And this has, been a problem that just keeps escalating year after year after year. WWE relies on part-timers. We have our Bill Goldbergs, your Rocks, your, Brock Lesnar's. These guys that come back, take TV time away from the guys that are there busting their ass all year long, and then end up, being stuck on a pre-show match or an Andre Battle Royal or some lower match instead of being featured in a higher position that they should be. And, they wonder why their talent are not getting over it because they're not pushing them the same way they're pushing these part-timers. Like, if you give Kevin Owens the rub you gave Goldberg, Kevin Owens would be over.
But you can't do that because, if you put Kevin Owens on TV, that means you have to do 50 booking with him. And then, Goldberg, he comes in, he first night, he beats fucking Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
So, and that's another thing about it is, the guys that come in the part-time, whether it's Sting or whatever else, they come in and for 3 months, they get to they get to be treated better than everybody else, and then they're like, well, see, he's a star, motherfucker. It's not yes, he is a star, but you're treating him like a star. He is presented as a star. He doesn't get beat on and look like a fool for 4 months straight. If you treated them like how you treat the people that you're paying and you see every single fucking week, they would be geeks too.
Right.
It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's literally the chicken or the egg, and they don't know which one is what. And it's just we don't, look at that star power, look at the charisma. Okay.
Man. And here's the deal. WrestleMania, we've proved now that people go to WrestleMania for the brand. They buy tickets in November. They don't even know what the card is. So why can't you push your current talent in the main event spots knowing that people are already going to buy tickets to the show no matter what? Then that's how you get your new talent over, and you create star power from the people you actually have all year long.
I'm telling you, we need to just have this Legends Battle Royal. That's what they need to do. Legends Battle Royal, and let the new dudes run it, man. Put their old ass in the match. They ain't got to do too much. It doesn't really have to be really that good. There's a lot of pressure.
The problem with that is you got too many egos. And you have people like, no, I want to win. No, I want to win. Yeah,
like, give him a trophy. Do something. Like, bro, I'm so tired of, like, and it really started with WrestleMania 29 when I saw CM Punk basically get, he had to, essentially, that was the first time this happened. He had to step down to wrestle The Undertaker. And it was like, bro, he's literally been the man for a year and a half. And
but was he really the man, though?
He's been the man critically.
No, but was he really the man, though?
Yeah.
In WWE's eyes, he's really the man.
Well, not in WWE's eyes, in the fans' eyes.
Look, in WWE's eyes, he never made an event in the pay-per-view.
It was all Cena.
Like, Cena versus Braun, not
until he turned.
Jesus.
He didn't get to the main event until he turned.
Until he turned heel.
And that's
because they love heat.
Yeah. And it was just so disappointing back then for like WrestleMania 29, and then the years have gone by, and then you saw Batista come back, and then you saw Sting and Triple H. Like, Triple H is always going to have a match. Bro, I don't know about y'all, but I don't need to see any more Triple H matches.
Dude, I don't need to see any more Triple H matches. I don't need to see any more Undertaker matches. I don't need to see any more Shane McMahon matches.
I don't need to see any more Brock matches.
Yeah, I don't need to see any more Brock matches.
Guys, there was 10 matches on the main card of WrestleMania 33. 8 of them were men's matches. Every single one of them had a participant that debuted before 2002.
Fuck.
Thank you, Chad Matthews.
Like, can you
every single one of them.
Can you imagine if they did that like in the Attitude Era? Like if they brought back
Harley Race.
Yeah, they brought back Harley Race to fight Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Can you imagine if in 1994 they brought back Bob Backlund and put the title on him? All right. Just joking aside, but let's be clear. That was one dude from a previous era, not the entire era.
Yes.
They didn't bring back like Pedro Morales and bring back like Tito Santana.
You know what they really should have brought back then? Snooker. Like, look, I should have been champion back in like '79. I never been champion. This is bullshit.
Nah, they couldn't have did that.
They couldn't.
No.
They knew. Look, God bless the dead, but
oh man,
yeah, they knew. But they couldn't do that.
Regardless, like this was probably out of all the main WrestleManias that we've been watching, this was more inundated with part-timers than any WrestleMania in the last 5 or 6 years.
It's like, what are they doing? If they have the most talented roster ever right now, well, fucking show me.
Now let's think about the pre-show of WrestleMania.
Right.
The pre-show, the ones that didn't make the main card. Neville Austin Aries.
Mm-hmm.
Mojo Rawley wins the 33-man Battle Royal. Guess who he threw out last? Jinder Mahal.
And who's in that match?
A bunch of
Braun fucking Strowman.
Sami Zayn. Luke Harper,
and then Dean
the
Ambrose,
Usos,
Dean
Dolph
Ambrose
Ziggler
versus Baron Corbin for the Intercontinental title did not make it onto the main card.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we got this entire generation of workers that are not being put onto the main card, but we're putting on Shane McMahon, Jericho, Hardy Boys, Cena. I mean, do you know what I'm saying? Like every single one of those guys is part timers almost.
It's tough, man. It is really tough to start justifying this stuff.
Yeah, and we also had New Day is hosting.
Yeah.
New Day
we didn't have a match.
The hottest
The Usos and the New Day did not wrestle at WrestleMania.
Right.
Wow. And you know what? I'm not.
Feud of the year, everybody.
I'm not in the same boat as you guys. Like, I still like a lot of those guys, but there's ways you can.
I do too. Like, I still like Jericho.
Dude, I like Jericho. Dude, I marked so hard for the Hardys when they came out. I was at WrestleMania 33.
And the thing is, the Hardys aren't a nostalgia act, though, because they reinvented themselves at that time.
Matt.
And everybody thought they were going to be something new. And now, I wouldn't put them in the same class as part-timers and
But in order to get our rant over, we are.
What were you gonna say, James?
Yeah, we'll pass. We'll just move on.
We're gonna move on. So
for the
part-time mania.
So for
podcast like Pritchard.
Yeah. So for the part-time mania again, we say get the fuck out of here.
I didn't cuss that much, so that's why I'm like, I don't want to join into this. I don't want to encourage this. This is a Christian household.
I don't really curse that much either, but it's for the greater good. For the greater good. It's
Greater good.
Really good. Look, maybe somebody in WWE will hear all this getting the fuck out of here. And,
Right.
You know.
All
So
right.
Josh, it's your pick with the final pick of the first round.
Since you guys took like the major ones, I'm gonna go with the dark horse pick here, and I'm gonna pick Enzo Amore is the one to beat Neville.
Oh my god! Can I just shoot on Enzo Amore real quick?
Do it.
unload the gun.
Enzo Amore is a walking, talking, terrible example. Actually, an excellent example of cultural appropriation. Enzo Amore is a fucking terrible wrestler. Enzo Amore openly steals swag like no one's gonna fucking notice. He came out here a month ago dressed like Ghostface Killer.
Yeah.
He came out here taking all these Drake lyrics.
Yeah.
He came out here taking all these Biggie lyrics.
Yeah.
He came out here doing all this shit while he was the fucking good guy. And then the excellence that was Neville. Right?
So
I don't want to steal too much of your time. This was your pick. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what, guys? I feel like I'm the odd man out here because I didn't follow the product the way that you guys did. But you know what? I did follow this year. I followed Neville, okay? I might not have watched 205 Live, but when I heard that there was a good match, and it was pretty much week to week, almost every week, Neville was putting on 3.5 to close to 4-star match with putting on Jack Gallagher, Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander, you know, even Brian Kendrick. Like, he was having Akira Tozawa. He was the only thing on the entire brand that mattered or that was working. He was the best champion in WWE from January until he left, which was in what, like September?
Yeah.
September, something
September,
like that.
October. This man carried the whole division and did the only thing that's been relevant in the division since it started. Mm-hmm. And then you take a guy like Enzo Amore, who, you know what? I will say this. I think Enzo Amore is the best talker in wrestling right now, probably. But aside from the fact that he can talk, there's nothing there.
What else did you bring to
The bell has to ring.
The bell rings.
There's nothing there. There's nothing there. And you know what? He doesn't bring anything to 205 Live that Neville didn't bring.
Dude, I haven't watched 205 Live in like 3 months. Yeah.
Like,
You watched 205 Live?
Yeah.
3.5 months ago?
Yeah, I did.
and also, they go ahead and they do Enzo Amore kicking Neville in the dick to win the title, but never once think to run Cedric Alexander versus Neville. Not once.
Right.
Ever.
Well, I think they did wrestle, but not for the title. I think they wrestled non-title.
Yeah, they wrestled like 2 non-title matches on 205 Live.
I must have missed that.
They were good, too.
Well, I guess I'll have to check that out.
I think Neville beat him with that suplex off the top rope.
Yeah, one time he beat him with the superplex, and the other time he tapped him out with the Rings of Saturn.
I love
Look, man, that should have been a title pay-per-view feud.
And the sad thing is, now they pretty much erased Neville from WWE history.
That's the problem. This is so bad that we don't even have Neville in the WWE anymore.
Right.
That's how bad this is.
Right, and I'm sure, like when he was like, "Oh yeah, y'all gonna have Enzo Amore kick me in the dick," and then, "Oh, y'all want me to lose to him again?" Nah, fuck this. Like, I'm better than this. I deserve more than this. And way to go for Neville to recognizing his value, and hopefully he walks out at New Year's Dash.
Hey, Rich, you said it best. Good luck trying to get over in WWE by being the best in-ring talent in the entire roster.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems like the harder you try, like, the less you get rewarded. Like, just don't try. Just listen to what they tell you to do. Don't, get in the best shape you can. Don't wrestle the best you can. Don't cut the best promos you can. Just be mediocre. Just be Jinder Mahal. You get you a title shot. You get a 7-month title run.
Because in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Because the only thing that lasts is the game.
I was even Linkin Park song.
Just leave it better.
So James, you've been on this fuck Enzo Amore shit from like day one with me.
Oh, Jump Street.
So
like ever since they got the day they got probably the first month that they got to the main roster, I was like, oh no. And then it's too obvious. Like the whole thing was just like, oh, he's just okay. So he is tri-state. He's tri-state trash and like basically steals a bunch of stuff that black people do and put it on and like, okay, cool, great. Like, what else you got? Oh, he's a terrible wrestler. Great. I love to see that on my TV for wrestling shows. So that's just where it was. Like, is it weird that, like, I feel more bummed out about Big Cat's turning ACL, than the fact that a human being, like, got seriously injured, than, like, the fact that, like, look what this caused. Like, if he, like, maybe he's not in 205 Live, if he did blow out his knee, maybe he's, like, I don't know, out of the company. I don't know.
My problem with this is Neville got relegated to the cruiserweights. He made it into something that it shouldn't have been, and then gets out of that freaking feud, and they want him to job to Enzo Amore and probably, like, from all the reports, he wanted to go onto the main roster and be
which he should have, because he actually got himself over to the point where he should be fighting regular guys.
And they're acting like this is New Japan, like a junior can't wrestle the heavyweights. We had Rey Mysterio as champion, and we had all the smaller guys.
How about this, or better yet, like, he has visual pin over the champion at the time.
Yeah,
or
like
Seth Rollins at that time.
Yeah, he's beaten these guys on freaking Braun and stuff like that, but he's not over. He's a junior. He's a cruiserweight, so he can't wrestle, the top guys. It's like
trash.
This is someone who should be main eventing like SummerSlams.
Trash.
Yep.
Yeah, he should be a guy winning Money in the Bank. Like,
hey WD, or hey WD, hey WWE. I'm really glad that we got Enzo Amore as the cruiserweight champion. That's awesome. Thanks for that.
All right, here's what I said. I said something in the Shoot Saturday thread today. WWE release Neville so we can see him at WrestleMania weekend at one of these super shows.
Yes. So I can tell him, yo, you did your fucking job.
So I can see Neville versus Will Ospreay, or Neville versus Marty Scurll, or Neville
versus Sakamoto.
Look, Neville did his fucking job.
They might mess around. ROH might mess around. We might get Neville versus Kenny Omega as Super Card of Honor.
I'm telling you, run that.
Neville versus the Ace at Rev Pro.
Run that.
Run that.
You know what's funny? Like, people that don't think that Dolph Ziggler first career is like overrated. Is a guy that had a couple moments. That's it. But like the moments weren't like indicative of like what he could have been. They were just like dumb luck. Like Finish Up, for example, right?
What up, Dave?
Cage. Like Ziggler comes out and he says something about like he's been overlooked and he's been so damn good that they just let him lose and they don't want to do anything with him because he's just so good at like making other guys look great. Like that was literally Neville.
Yeah.
And like so it's not even just like some shit that like Ziggler just came up with just to talk. Like they literally have a spot for you when you're like you're really damn good, but we don't do anything with you. So like you go into the closet, you go into that closet with like the Nevilles and Sami Zayns and Cesaros and Zigglers and anybody else you can think of. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
nah, they all ruin these dudes.
Like, stop picking and choosing and listen to the crowd.
Yeah.
So WWE, get the
fuck out of here.
Oh, Luke Harper belongs in that closet too as well.
Yeah. So James is back to you for the second round.
I need to look at the list.
Yeah. So you want to look at it right here?
I got him.
Okay.
James, before this started, I don't have to look at the list. I know all my picks. I know the ones that are on the list.
That is not what I said at all.
Well, that was the first one.
Like,
he knows the first one.
If I went off the board, and then on this I said like I ain't gonna look at this because I know who my number one pick is gonna be. But anyway,
don't pick gender again. Let's talk more about
gender again.
The modern day Maharaja.
Delete.
Oh,
delete.
We are literally doing.
Yeah. Y'all didn't see it, but it did happen.
Yeah, I got one. WWE going through matches like AJ Styles versus Randy Orton.
Oh, shit.
Shinsuke Nakamura versus John Cena. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Randy Orton. Get into a pinch and then happen to blow AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. What? Why? What are you doing?
John Cena versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah, putting John Cena versus Roman Reigns on the selling event on a fucking C pay-per-view.
Not even the main event, the semi-main event.
Yeah, semi-main event. Like putting Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. Not at WrestleMania, not at SummerSlam. Put it on some pay-per-view.
Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns on TV.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor on TV.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, SmackDown pay-per-views were literally burning to the ground.
Yeah. I just don't.
That's a whole different.
I don't get it, man.
Traffic.
Remember, it always comes back to gender on SmackDown.
Right.
I just I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. It was stupid. I don't know what the point. I don't know what the point of any of this stuff was. Like maybe the logic is, well, no. It's probably the same dumb logic they always with everything. It's like, well, they won't remember when we actually do it for real next time around. It's like, you didn't boost the rating. Like you can't even sell they'll never face each other before. Like one of the selling points of that they're actually trying to do with Brock Lesnar and Strowman and Kane is Kane and Lesnar have never touched apparently or never had a match.
Never fought each other.
So it's like, okay, like that's a nice little bit to sell to try to sell you on the intrigue of uniqueness of a matchup.
Even though it's Kane.
Yeah, even though it's Kane.
Yeah.
Josh. So, you just throw it out there, it's like, oh, great. Like, Nakamura and Cena, they had a really good TV match. It's like, dude, like, that's nothing. Like, this is supposed to be, this is supposed to be a dream match and stuff. Like, it just blew through so much stuff, it just makes no sense. It's like, their priorities are all out of whack. I just don't get it.
Yeah, the problem is, they have this theory that we don't remember anything. So, let's throw it on TV. Then when we do it like a year from now, they won't remember. We'll say the first time ever next year on, a pay-per-view.
They did John Cena versus Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, yeah, that's fucking right.
I forgot about that, yeah.
They did Braun Strowman against a lot of
Forgot about it.
Yeah.
Right?
They got it.
Yeah, Braun Strowman wrestled a lot of guys. Braun Strowman versus Seth Rollins. Braun Strowman versus Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
They did Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns a bunch of times on TV.
Yep. Which is a waste because that should be like what should be for both of them. Royal Rumble. They're probably gonna have a Royal Rumble match and be like, oh yeah, they've wrestled each other like 5 times already.
You know what?
Great.
My whole thing with this is, back in the day, there was a time when the brand split first started. They used to do big matches on TV, but it was treated almost on the same level as like a pay-per-view match.
This is back when they only
That's because they had one every 2 months.
Yeah, I get that. But there's a way to do. I'm not saying I understand that it's not the same now, but there's a way to do it. If you're gonna do it on TV, do it right and do a real pay-per-view style match. If you're even gonna do that and actually elevate the show,
right?
Don't give them 11 minutes and blow the match and give it a freaking crap finish, and then we're left with, all right, great. So that happened.
Like that Nakamura Cena match, I would say it was like 3.5, maybe 3 3/4, and it was
I would go like 3.5, 3 1/4. Like it was pretty good for what it was, but people were giving it so much praise, and it was 11-minute match.
Literally. And it was like, yeah, we're going to commercial, we're coming back.
And let's not forget.
And y'all get to see the last 8 minutes.
Right.
Let's not forget either the magnitude of what that match should have been. It's Cena and Nakamura for the first time ever.
Right.
It should be a WrestleMania or SummerSlam main event.
Yep.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And that was also to determine who fought Jinder Mahal, by the way.
SummerSlam.
Right.
Oh my god.
John Cena and Nakamura fighting to go against Jinder Mahal.
Oh my god.
Hey, at least the right guy went over.
Right.
Yeah. True.
Right. They could.
Well, here's the thing, though. We don't know if the right guy actually was chosen for that. Like, for all we know, Shinsuke Nakamura decided to finish. So he dumps Cena on his head.
Strong style.
But I don't know how you fix something like this because with how much content they're producing and the limitations they have. I mean,
sure, I can tell you.
There is. Look, if you already
don't book bullshit.
No, I got one. If you already put slop on TV, what's more slop?
Yeah, so what? Go back to jobbers. What they should.
No,
do.
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna put some whack shit on TV for 40 weeks out the year, like, save the matches that are actually the money.
Oh no, I wasn't joking. I'm almost ready for them to just go back to having the main stars just be jobbers on TV and then hold off for the pay-per-view matches. At this point,
oh wow,
seriously, at this point they might as well do it. I mean, their ratings aren't even that good to begin with. I feel like maybe if they just showcased, their top guys just beating the crap out of people like Goldberg style. Maybe the show would be better. I don't even know at this point because of how bad.
Maybe
yeah, but then
it wouldn't hurt to try.
That would mean that wins and losses would matter, and like they like to pretend that that's not a thing. So
because they like to tell stories.
Right.
Hey guys,
maybe you end the brand split and you have more options.
Hey guys, let's make jobbers great again.
Big job is great.
Oh man. So
that didn't work for Darren Young.
Put your glasses.
Ooh.
Wow.
So for blowing dream matches on TV, I say get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, guys, get the freak out of here.
So, I'm going to draft with my second pick of the second round, John Cena's Big Show booking.
Jesus.
So it started excellent. We had the WWE match of the year at the Royal Rumble. John Cena versus AJ Styles, a classic. These guys answer Okada Omega the best way WWE can, you know, because obviously they're not going to have a 6-star match in WWE. Sorry, everyone, it's just not happening. But, you know, unless, like, you know, Omega or Okada decide to come over. But
not in Tokyo Dome, it'll still only be like 4 and 3/4.
Wow. So those guys were in the Alamo Dome. So
yeah, not in Tokyo Dome.
Correct. So
less seats.
So after that, you know, John Cena wins the 16th world title. They decide, you know what we're going to do with John Cena? We're going to make him propose at WrestleMania and wrestle with a diamond in his pocket the whole time.
I didn't think about that. What was that? It's like bumping
wrestle with a diamond in the pocket, right?
Oh, man.
And then,
at least it was in a box.
Right. But they had him fight The Miz.
Car was finally paid off.
Yeah. Him and Nikki, he teamed with Nikki Bella. For some type of like mainstream grab. I don't think anyone really talked about it.
He wanted to be Macho Man so bad. He wanted to be Macho Man so bad.
They ain't realize don't nobody love Nikki Bella like that.
Don't nobody love John Cena like that either. He ain't no Macho Man.
Yeah.
People was like, look, you need to see the video footage of the 91 WrestleMania, and like, dude, people are crying,
dude.
Jeremy, you were there.
Yes, I was there live.
WrestleMania 6?
No, 33.
33. So, I'm about to say, what the fuck?
WrestleMania 6, you were there?
So, like, were there, like, any, like, women in your section that were, like, getting emotional over this? Were there, like, people, like, really enjoying this? Like, what happened in the building?
I'm sure really enjoyed it because, like, he did a really good job with it.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's like, he did such a good job with it, you go from being, like, arms folded, like, man, here come this bullshit, to, like, okay. Guys, cool, great, that's nice.
I mean,
Jeremy would have had to actually been there to see it. He was getting nachos at that point. It was bathroom break time.
no, I don't know. I was in my chair for that moment. I was just kind of like, you know, whatever. I mean, I didn't really hear any reactions from the people around me.
Really?
It was just kind of like,
all right, let's wrap this shit up. Look, we'll wrap it up, dude.
The wrap it up box, like wrap it up, B. Come on.
Look, it is WrestleMania, not sports entertainment.
Right, man. Like I came here to see some wrestling, man. Like take this reality show stuff out somewhere else, man.
Like for all the Cindy Loppers and Snookies and Snoop Dogs and Diddies and
like I'm already mad. I can't get with Nikki Bella. Like, don't rub it in my face.
Telling you.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I watch that retirement match with Macho and Warrior, I get choked up at the end when him and Elizabeth like reunite. I get choked up, man.
Bro, he wrestles 8 months later. Like,
when she say, I don't care because it's the holiday time, all right. And when she's standing there and he turns around and he realizes that she saved him, and then Gorilla Monsoon's like, she loves him. She's loved him all along. She's not even calling and then she has them. They're like, would you look at that?
Oh my God.
Ventura and Gorilla with his grizzly shit.
Yeah, man. So from there,
what? You don't like Ventura or you don't like Justin?
No, I do not like him calling Mexican people Chico. No, I do not.
I do.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm old school. I like it.
Wow.
It's a new day.
So for moving on, after WrestleMania, John Cena takes a hiatus, and you know he comes back, you know, around July 4th or whatever it is. It was flag match with Rusev, whatever.
Oh, it's terrible.
That was terrible.
Wow.
And it's a feud that we've seen.
Yeah, it was a retread.
They wrestled 4 times on pay-per-view? Yeah, they wrestled 4 times. And
it might have been 5.
No, it was only 4.
It was just
Fastlane,
WrestleMania. Extreme Rules. I thought Extreme Rules was the last man standing match, right?
Right.
And then they had the I Quit match.
Okay.
I forgot about
that.
They had the I Quit match. So they had 4 matches. And guess what? Rusev's whole year-long push kind of got buried, and then he had to build himself back up. So now,
he's a monster heel. He's built up to get toppled down by the mighty babyface that is John Cena.
I'm not complaining about that, but when you get a second chance to do the feud, why not let him get a win?
No.
Right. Once you get the guy that's going to be there, you know, at TV every week, over.
And it was a flag match. It wasn't like he had to fucking pin him or anything.
Name all the guys that Roman Reigns and John Cena have been up against since 2000. Let's say since 2015, right? Since after WrestleMania 31, the guys that they've been in the ring with, he'd be like, who are the guys that like desperately need a win or whatever because that can elevate them or whatever else, right? I think the number of guys that actually got those W's are like Kevin Owens against Cena
and maybe
Braun Strowman versus. Well, actually no, because he lost the first match. He dominated the match, but like he made one mistake and then he got capitalized on.
Right.
So
I can counter that with this argument. Cena had a long profile feud with Edge, and he beat Edge in that profile feud. He had a long profile feud with JBL, and he beat him in that. Years later, they rehashed the feud, did a one-off on pay-per-view, and guess what? Both those guys beat Cena. It didn't hurt Cena. It helped them. Why couldn't they just let Rusev maybe win if all it was going to be was a one-off?
Right.
It's a flag. I get what you're saying. My point is, my large point is like, if somebody desperately needs to win, they're not like. It's very rare that you see the Golden Boys look up at the lights for it. It's very rare.
Right.
When Dean Ambrose beat Cena, was that a flag match or what was the stipulation on that?
It was a match on a pole match.
He also beat him on TV too. A year later,
right? Hey, a pole match.
Yeah, to get the Seth.
Basically, is a flag match.
So,
yeah, pretty much.
And they also changed the rules to that flag match, like they did with Cena and Rusev, and it drug. But moving on to the larger point, he ended up with the dead body that was Baron fucking Corbin at SummerSlam. Corbin had lost his Money in the Bank briefcase a week before. Corbin had buried himself on Twitter by getting into it with Meltzer and doing like all other types of stupid shit, like with fans, where he ended up getting into it with someone from the military.
They got into it with that veteran.
Yeah, and like he didn't find out he was a veteran until later, but at the same time, it just looks bad.
It looks so bad.
And then you get to the Cena, and it's like, wow, we literally have John Cena versus Baron Corbin.
Hey,
why?
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that happened until just now.
I remember it, like, I always think about it, like, wow, they did literally nothing with John Cena after Royal Rumble. They did jack shit with him.
Right. Yep.
Like, and it progressively got worse and worse and worse. To all of a sudden, like, he's in Survivor Series for no reason. After he allegedly retired literally a couple months ago. And he just shows up for Survivor Series. And like, was there a storyline lead to like when he comes back he's gonna do something, or was he taken out and injured?
Yo, you got
he's gonna bring it back.
In that match.
Like he just beat. See you later, folks. I'll see you. I'll see you on Christmas.
Buy my new shirt.
Pin me, pay me. Pin me, pay me.
Yes. Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck they did with Cena on big shows this year.
Bad, real bad. Michael Jackson.
Yes.
We complained earlier about part-time mania and stuff, and so some people are listening to this and thinking like, well, what was so bad about him getting treated like a geek at Survivor Series? Because older part-timers got put over harder than him in that match. And he is still literally the top draw in the company. So I was like, what are y'all doing? Like, it's one thing when you're like Triple H and like, if you announce that he's going to be on TV, next week, like the rating will go up some, but like it's not the same thing where it's like all of a sudden like the TV goes up for the particular hour and then drops off when that person's already done with their segment, or TV or selling merchandise, or the age demographic goes up for younger people. Like John Cena is still the top guy, and like he did nothing this year, and it's like it's kind of scary because you think of how Vince is so weird about, or back in the day was so weird about guys once they turned 40 they were done. Like Macho Man, you're done, you're retired, you're gonna be doing the announcing shit. Hogan, like steroids thing, like Holla. Brett comes in '97. He's like, yep, we've let you beat everybody on the roster, but we still can't pay you. Go. Piper and Flair in '92.
Yeah, Piper and Flair, exactly. Yeah. And then like you get to it, and it's like he gets to the point where he's like bringing back all these dudes that are like 40 plus to wrestle, and then like the one guy that like been his cash cow for 15 years, and he turns 40 this year, and he goes to do a couple movies, and he's like, oh, you want to do a couple movies? I don't know.
It's like Juvenile Boys. Oh, you want to do some movies, huh?
I have written you like Seabiscuit. I have written you like Secretariat to the end of the Preakness, longer than anybody else. You were my grandest, you were my grandest cash cow. And it's like you want to take some time off to do some other stuff. All right. Got something for you.
Pal.
We're not going to do jack shit with you, bruh. Nothing.
But we need you to be there for TV on Monday.
Oh, we'll give you. Oh, you want a title reign? We'll give you a title reign. 2 weeks.
Yeah, like we'll let you tie that fake record, and then you know.
Let's be clear. There's probably more like a 25 or 20.
That's what I said. That fake record.
Yeah,
that's what I said. That fake record. Yeah, you can tie that fake record, and then
But it doesn't matter how many times you held the title because it's all a work.
Yeah, it's all fake. In the day, all stuff we get mad about, it's all fake.
Why are we even doing this podcast? It's all fake. It's all work.
Oh man, yeah, but with Cena, like the only real thing they had for him was the Styles feud, and then the Reigns thing. The Reigns one came at a total terrible time. Ooh. They could have done it at SummerSlam.
And I'm not trying.
That should have been the main event to WrestleMania 35.
I know that you guys don't agree with me on this either. The build-up to that match was great, but I know James, I've heard you say where you thought like the second half of that match was good. I don't think that match is actually good. For what it should have been.
Well, here's the thing. They did so much, or Cena did so much stupid stuff at the beginning of the match when the crowd was like rejecting it that like you could say like it took me all completely out of the match. Like I could never actually get into it after they did all that stupid stuff. So I agree with you.
That's what it was.
My thing was like this is a big guys. This is a big fucking match. This shouldn't matter. Right. Like. I care if John Cena wants to pretend to walk out the ring like he doesn't give a fuck. Like I care. He might not. I do. Like I was into it. I was like there have been a couple matches, like maybe like 4 or 5 matches this year where it's like I might be sitting like this or whatever, like leaning back or whatever, watching the whole entire show. But then when it's time for the match, like I literally like kind of sit on the edge of my seat, kind of like this, like
Braun versus Brock.
Yes, exactly. Come on! Yes, come on! Like I got him my Roy Williams. So I got to have his stance. Wow. So that match I was hyped for. The match that like made me realize like I actually do this. I didn't realize this until like it happened. But the John Cena, John Cena AJ match at Royal Rumble. Like I was at Rich's house, and all of a sudden I remember I was like, bro, I didn't realize I did this. Like, I didn't realize I have more like an engaged interest. And I was like sitting watching like my seat, and like I got treated to the match, the main roster match of the year that night.
Let's be clear, the most hyped I've ever seen James for any match since we've been friends and been watching wrestling together. Sting versus Seth Rollins.
Oh, Sting!
No, guys, listen. James is so cynical about this match. Did not want to see it.
Nope.
It started. He's like, I don't care.
Fuck it. Switch the title.
There's no audible in the ring.
All of a sudden, Sting hits one Stinger splash. James jumps out and says, "Come on, Sting!"
That's great. Oh man,
that's great.
Sting's my favorite wrestler all the time. Fuck y'all.
Oh man. So
why can't they look? Especially how they treated him for WrestleMania. Like, let this man get a W.
They laid it down for the game.
He beat Big Show.
He did.
Yeah, he beat Big Show, and he also won a tag match against Big Show with John Cena.
So for John Cena's Big Show booking, I say get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So Jeremy,
it's my turn.
I think we're
third pick of the second round.
I got to start thinking
we're
about halfway done.
We're at the 5th pick. We might as well make this 2 rounds. This is a long ass podcast.
So my
we're gonna be here till Fortnite.
we're gonna be here.
We're only an hour in.
We're gonna be here.
An hour?
Yeah, we're only an hour in.
We've only done like 1 pick in the second round.
No, this is the 3rd pick.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
We're gonna be here forever.
Look, let's finish out this round and we'll wrap this up. Unless we do a speed round or whatever.
Hey, listen, the other day.
Well, the more as it goes on, it'll be less to be outraged about.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I hope Terry Funk is one of the surprise entrants in the Rumble this year.
Oh my God. Number 30.
And he can still go.
Bro,
that man's a literal weekend warrior.
Bro, how many shows has Terry Funk main evented this year? What's the over under?
Could he take a bump? Like, could he go over the top rope at this point?
Yes.
Of course he could.
He's Terry Funk. He can do anything.
They're probably still doing outside moonsaults.
Yes.
Right.
All right, Jeremy.
All right. So my next pick, it's gotta be Kane. It's gotta be Kane. The return of Kane. Here, and I've always been kind of cool with Kane during his run. I mean, he's been all right. We've debated this. He's been a good character. His matches weren't always that great, but I mean, he got the job done. But you bring Kane back in 2017, and what do? You don't have him help get somebody over. What you do is you have him beat top stars. You have him go out there and beat Finn Balor the night after Finn Balor beats AJ Styles.
Oh, dumbasses.
Finn Balor should be rocket strapped to the main event after beating AJ Styles. Finn Balor should be fighting Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble after earning that victory over AJ Styles. But what happens? He loses to Kane twice on TV. Then you have Kane beat Seth freaking Rollins on TV. You have Kane run through
Ambrose, right?
I think, did he fight Ambrose?
I thought he beat
I'm not sure.
Rollins and Ambrose both. Maybe I can.
No, he just whooped their asses.
Oh, that's right.
You have Kane running through all the top guys, making them look like geeks. Like, why should we get behind these guys? They can't even beat this guy that's running for mayor that pretends to be a demon. Like,
no, fuck that. That man wears a fake mask. Like,
with fake hair.
Yes, with fake hair.
That fake hair looks so bad.
Yes,
like,
pull that shit back.
My problem is that they're putting him into a situation now where he's challenging for a title. That man's running for mayor. Okay.
Yeah.
Regional indie titles for you at this point, guy.
Hey, find somebody that can do both.
No.
Find somebody that can do both. And apparently can't do both.
You want to do politics, you want to go for the world title, become an ambassador or like a congressman, okay? If you're going to be a mayor, then it's just regional, like, indie titles for you at that point.
God,
Vince McMahon wants to say, Finn Balor's not over, pal. Yeah, he's not over because you're having this freaking old,
washed,
masked guy just, burying this young up-and-coming talent. Like, if maybe you had Finn Balor beat Kane, maybe he would be more over.
The best part is saying, like, we don't think he's over to push him, even though we have, like, literally 10 weeks of television to get him over. But you gotta wonder why. Like, okay, you have him come out there, like, this dude is your first Universal Champion. Like, you get, he's like, it's funny? I saw this video from What Culture called the 10 moments, like the 10 times guys got over like immediately, like there were like 10 moments where a guy got over, like in that one moment he was immediately like went from he wasn't quite over or he wasn't over to he's over, and I mean like all the way over, right? Yeah. So they talk about like Masawa or like when Daniel Bryan lost 18 seconds and people like they're out crying.
I'm talking about Masawa Jumbo,
right?
Yeah,
right. So you think about it, it's like. And they didn't put him on it, but I thought to myself, like, who should be on here? Finn Balor on the first episode of the Brand Split on Raw. He got himself over in one night. He won a great 4-way match, and then he beat the top guy in the brand in a great match over in one night, and everybody wanted to see him do good. Like, that was the best he ever pushed anybody that came out of NXT, like, that was on the NXT network deal. Like, immediately, like, the best push. So, he gets hurt. Like in the middle of a really good match, he ends up blowing out blowing up his shoulder. Continues the match like a soldier. Goes away.
Fucking soldier.
Yeah, comes back.
Kellen Winslow
comes back the night after WrestleMania 33, and then like, what do they do with him?
We're on a whole different subject at this point, almost though, guys.
Bro, yeah, that's like a whole nother topic.
A whole nother topic.
No, I'm saying like they did all this stuff with Finn Balor to where like they did nothing with Finn Balor, and then like you get to the point where it's like, well, we don't think he's over, so let's beat him with Kane. And then
that's a whole different entire draft pick.
Like, fuck Kane. Like,
fuck Kane. Kane sucks.
So let's be clear.
Kane Ben sucks.
Kane went from a 10-month hiatus, came back in October, and who are the guys that he pretty much like was booked to like look like he was stronger than? Strowman.
Yep.
Miz.
He literally threw Strowman into a trash compactor.
Yeah. Jason Jordan, The Shield.
Yep.
He's being booked right now like the top guy in all of WWE. And hey, I get that sort of booking when you want to get a monster over so he can take the fall for somebody.
Right.
But why Kane in 2017?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be Kane
especially when you have Braun fucking Strowman already.
Who has never been the same.
Why do you need two monsters?
And here's the other bad part about it. They've been protecting this match between them, and now they're just going to make it a triple threat and throw it away. You know why? Because the match wouldn't be good, and they know it.
Look, so Lesnar can
so bad
go ahead
they
and
can't
pin
even
him.
book it because they know it's that bad. This is WWE. They'll book anything.
Yeah.
They won't even book that. So why is Kane burying the entire Raw roster?
And then when he's
Kane trash, bro.
And when he's got to go, he's going to be gone. And then you're going to have the same guys that he beat that are not over.
And they're going to be like, gee, I wonder why he's not as over as he used to be.
Oh, and Finn Balor ain't getting that win back, bro.
Right.
Ever.
Bro, he beat Seth Rollins. Yeah. That guy beat Triple H. This doesn't make sense.
Right.
That man beat Roman Reigns, too.
He beat Roman Reigns.
First, like you said, you already have one monster, Braun Strowman. But if you want a monster, man, make a new monster, man. You got Lars Sullivan down in NXT. You got Killian Dane down there. Like, there's guys in NXT that you can bring up that are new. They can make new monsters.
This really
new,
there's
improved
this really good guy on Raw. I don't know if you guys ever heard him. His name's Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
right.
That's another great guy to use.
Right.
But the thing
he's not getting any younger.
I don't think. I mean, he looks like a monster because he's big and ugly, but like, I don't think they really use him like he's a monster as much as he's just a badass.
Right.
So, like, this is another thing with the you know. I mean, it's kind of is a little bit different. Where and maybe it's because of the mystique of what Rusev was, where like he doesn't really talk much. Like, he has somebody do the talking for him and Lana. Like, he's almost like a monster. Like, you know, beats the hell out of people until he gets the command to literally machka them. So, like, and then you saw the tank, you saw the steel chain things. So you kind of like, oh yeah, he kind of fits kind of like in the more towards the monster phylum as opposed to like Samoa Joe comes out and like, you a punk, I'm gonna choke you out, and then next thing you know, what do you know? He runs up on you and chokes you out.
Yeah.
And you be like, damn, I wonder why he's so effective. I wonder why he's so good every time we see him on TV. Because he comes out and kicks everybody's ass.
Ask Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
Bro, he was whooping both their ass.
Sit your ass down, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, complaining like this makes me hungry.
Bro, like,
I got some snacks, guys.
Like, fucking, yeah, bro. Like, I can't believe we're about to watch Kane in a world title match.
With these snacks, they're gonna think we high instead of drunk.
Yeah.
I'm not high.
Nope. So to the return of Kane.
I got it.
The return of Kane, I say, get the fuck out of here.
It's my turn.
Josh, it is your turn.
Damn, Daddy.
Well, you might well pick Finn Balor so we can just like keep going on that.
You know what? I was going to, but it's like we've discussed the whole topic. We literally did.
My bad.
No, it's fine. So, you know what? Let's just pick that. Okay, we're gonna run with Finn Balor is not over.
Which is a fucking ridiculous idea.
Because clearly,
compared to what?
Clearly, the guy is over. Just like Cesaro's not over. Clearly, these guys are over. They're just not favored by one particular individual who happens to own and run the company, and that's about it.
But it's not even that. It's like, you look at the guys on Raw, on the babyface side, on the singles division, male singles, and it's like, guy has a pay-per-view match, and the match is not terrible. Watch how when that dude is basically fighting underneath, how they root for him. He's the number one guy when it comes to when it's a heat setting where guys will fight, or the crowd will literally live and die with it. The closer you get at the time, and then. Like, perfect example is that match, the one good match that Bray Wyatt's had in the last, 3 years, right? Match.
Yeah.
And you think, okay, like, there's nobody that really, dislikes him. There are people that think he's overrated. And, I mean, I think it's too the same he's overrated. But I generally like him. I like the gimmick. I like the fact that, he has a warping thing as a kind of like a supernatural, like it has an element of supernatural to it or whatever.
He's Muda.
So I heard somebody say that on Observer Live a week ago. I laughed out loud.
No, that's really what it is. It's the same gimmick.
Yeah, more or less. Minus the mist.
No, I don't mean that. I mean Kichi Muto was always Kichi
one
Muto
guy.
Throughout, no, but during all the regular shows and the tours, that's who he was. And on the big shows, when he had to pull it out, he became Muda. And it's the same thing. He wasn't Muda all the time like he was in the U.S. He only pulled it out for big shows.
Here's the thing, You ask a guy that grew up on WCW, like, what's his Kijimuto? I ain't never known none of that. I was like, in the moonlight. I don't know what the fuck. Like,
moonsault.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mist.
Yeah. Mist, yeah. But you look at that part and you're like, so like just that on itself should be enough, considering like, all right, what are the alternatives? Kane? Who you tell me who's more over right now? Kane or Finn Balor? Still Finn Balor. Like, you want to use Braun Strowman again? Like, okay, cool, but you're going to damage Braun Strowman even more than when you screwed him up by having him lose the 1 F5 before. So you shouldn't even put him in the match. Seth Rollins, no, he was so not over that you decided to put him back in the tag team and try to rehabilitate, put him on ice right now and try to rehab where he was at. And has actually got him the best face work of his career. Dean Ambrose, he's been exhausted because you beat him like a drummer the last 3 years.
The problem.
So where are you going to go? And they decided, well, let's throw Braun back out there, and then we'll just like protect them by not having to get pinned and have Kane go out there and eat that pin. It's like, okay, cool, great, but like you did so much damage to Finn Balor.
It's still a loss.
And like you throw Braun Strowman into a match, he's not getting pinned, but he's damn sure not winning. So the best he can do is he come out of it as hot as he still is now at this point, and hopefully he doesn't like look bad in the match, and then like it lowers himself even more. I mean,
like I don't know about you, but do you expect Braun Strowman to put on that Seth Rollins 2015 Royal Rumble performance?
No,
because I don't.
No.
Like that's the only way you're going to get yourself over. Like, and Rollins even took the pin there.
We complain. Is that the best star ring? That's okay. Like, granted, he was already like ordained to be a star initially, but like, is that the best star ring performance we've seen on WWE since like? I don't know, 1, 2, 3 Kid beating Razor Ramon.
No, because there was this time when there was this time when Stone Cold wrestled at WrestleMania 13.
He was already a star though.
Yeah, but it made him a way bigger star.
No, a super duper star.
That's true, but I guess I was saying like a guy that's like
you say the AJ Styles and Roman Reigns stuff.
I was saying more or less like okay, yeah.
We knew how good AJ was, but everyone got to know how good AJ was.
You could also say like, well, if they actually followed through with it, you could have said like if they had. Which is what I would have wanted after going into SummerSlam 2016 was like after Battleground 2016 with Sami Zayn and Owens. And Sami Zayn's a big match career. He should have went out there. Maybe I don't think he should have won, but he should have went out there and fought Rusev.
Hey,
but nope, we got to say that for one of our golden boys.
Here's a sleeper pick. Edge cashing in on Cena made him a star.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
But anyway, so we always talk about why doesn't WWE make stars like they did back in the 2000s? In this era, they're getting guys that they already got over 2 or 3 years ago.
Right. Absolutely.
Why is Seth Rollins in a tag team? He was the biggest star in the company.
Yes.
You know why?
And then he came back. And it should have been
No. Go ahead, James.
He came back and it should have been Triple H in 2002 all over again. And instead,
he has to fight Triple H.
Why?
Tell us, James.
Because he comes back, and instead of him being a babyface, because it was what everybody wanted. Everybody was so happy to see him.
We're going into another topic now.
He shows up. He shows up on Monday. And he shows up that next following Monday and says, I know you guys happy to see me, but screw all of you.
Yeah, but fuck y'all.
Nah, bro, we're going right back to business. It's like fuck, man. And then literally months later, like, you know what? It would have been better. It would have been better if we actually had made him a face to start with. Like, no, dumb motherfucker, and he ruined it. And then it takes him months, and then it takes him to a point where he re-injures himself. We're thinking, oh my god, I feel so bad for this guy because. Like, he's going to miss another WrestleMania.
Fuck that. And then he acts like a punk-ass bitch in Triple H.
The whole entire lead-up, like, it made him look weak. And then he has his matches, like, some people like it, like Chadwick likes a lot, but for me, I'm thinking to myself, like...
That shit killed the crowd. It was 27 minutes long.
Like, it's too long. The match is too long. This is a dude that builds up being an architect and being this smart guy. This person supposed to literally be so smart he can outthink the cerebral assassin. And his idea on how to beat Triple H is to I haven't hurt knee, so I'm going to jump all around the stadium and then land and then be in pain and sell the fact that I just jumped like a fucking idiot throughout the whole match, and then I'm going to overcome all that. Okay, cool. But then, like, what happens after that? Then nothing. And then literally they were like, all right, how are we going to save this dude? Well,
the answer, like always, put him with Dean Ambrose.
We'll have Dean Ambrose come out here and save another Shield member. This time it will be Roman.
Right.
He's stopped this time.
Right.
It worked. It was great. It's one of the best things of the year, but it's still like, don't, you're not going to fool me. This dude was dead in the water, especially when you had him out there fighting Bray Wyatt, the guy who never gets anybody over.
Correct.
Here we are.
I got something back on the whole Finn Balor thing. And, you know, one big issue that people like to bring up with Brock Lesnar matches, like, oh, people are too small to have good matches with Brock Lesnar. We've seen CM Punk have a good match with Brock Lesnar. We just saw AJ Styles,
Eddie Guerrero.
We've seen Eddie Guerrero. Like, Finn Balor could easily have a great match with Brock Lesnar.
You wanna know why? Because all those guys are good fucking wrestlers.
Exactly.
All those guys are great fucking wrestlers. If you let great fucking wrestlers have great fucking matches, or at least let them, don't get in their way, don't overbook it, don't have stupid shit, don't have a fuck finish.
And guess who Brock wanted to work with?
Give them time.
Brock wanted to work with
Finn Balor.
And here's
you wanna know why? You know how we know this? Because Paul Heyman's put him over in all these things for the past year.
The problem here, guys, is they say he's not over, right? The reason he's not as popular as over is because they booked him to be that way. Yeah. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yep.
And so that's the problem. The bottom line is, hey, if you want...
It's not a fucking character.
If you want someone to be over and you know you got a pay-per-view coming up, just book him strong. Just book him strong. Don't bury him the night after he gets his biggest win in the company.
All right.
It's that simple.
The best part about that, as far as like they say, like, oh, you know, we're gonna change him out because we don't think he's over. It's like, dude, I don't want to hear that shit. You're about to have him fight fucking Jinder Mahal in November. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, if he's not over, okay, fine. Like, it's a Royal Rumble. People are going to show up. People are going to watch you because it's a Royal Rumble. It's your number 2 or 3 review every single year. So do this. And that match is not the match that's going to draw the card. So, it's the Royal Rumble. It's the namesake of it, right?
Yeah, right.
So, take Brock Lesnar's ass out there. Bring Finn Balor's ass out there, and hopefully, given what we know your plans are, he's going to still beat him in 1 F5. But hopefully, it's going to end up being the same thing like AJ, where this dude fights from underneath and then brings out the desperation of a match, and then people are in love with the match, and then you go ahead and beat him with your 1 F5, and then you can go set Brock off to WrestleMania on a clear shot, ready to go put over Roman Reigns.
To go to lay down for him.
Yeah.
Bow down like the Westside Connection.
It bothers me so much with that because it's like, dude, it don't, like, the same thing me and Rancy got into it that one time. It's like, dude, it don't fucking matter on a top 4 pay-per-view who Brock Lesnar's wrestling. It's Brock Lesnar. That sells itself. Like, send a guy out there that you know is talented, everyone else knows is talented, and voila.
Not Jinder Mahal, and luckily they knew that.
Right.
Yeah. It's just like, it just makes no fucking sense. None. And now, we don't know what the hell is going to happen with this dude. Like, do we even, like...
Bro, Finn Balor could be an Andre Giant Battle Royal.
I was going to say, what are the % chance that he has actually like a match that matters? Like, I mean, that match matters, like a singles match or a triple threat match or whatever. Like, what are the % chance? Like, 15?
Bro, I really
not
think...
high.
Not high. I think he's going to Andre Giant Battle Royal. Which is a fucking shame.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
First Universal Champion. They love to bring that up every time he comes out.
Yeah, I said on the Raw thread last week, I'm like, every time he comes out, oh, here's the first Universal Champion. Like, yeah, you keep reminding that, but you don't book him like the first Universal Champion.
The best part is, you did a little commentary. Like, you did like the first Universal Champion. Oh, baby! This dude been part when it was like Vince ain't know what else to say, so he'd be like, baby. Like he's out of cold, like it's 95.
Miss McMahon, baby.
Wow. So to Finn Balor not being over and it being a self-fulfilling prophecy, I say, get the fuck out of here.
I'm actually adding on that one. That was so stupid. He's like, yeah, I got to say shit. Get the fuck out of here with that one. Yeah, man.
So James, James is your pick.
Oh my god, we're doing another round of this?
Yes.
How many? What's the time on this, man?
We still got some good ones left.
What's the time on it?
We're at 117. We're fine.
Oh my god.
We are fine.
Why don't you do it as 2 parts?
Bruh,
we ain't got enough time.
For almost 2 hours this week on Keeping a Strong Style.
Yeah, but our show's superior.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been listening to my show every single time it comes out. I don't know.
Hot in these streets.
Eat. Oh, man.
No, you know what happens most of the time? Like, I listen back to our podcast and be like, hopefully I didn't say nothing of this shit. That would be like a fireable offense. This was actually a real legit job.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. So, I don't know if you want to show James the list. Because there's a couple good ones on here still.
Too loud. Sorry, so what's else on the list?
So, we've got...
Oh, wait. My bad. Let me pull that up for you.
live podcasting, everybody.
Live drug podcast.
Yes. SmackDown pay-per-views.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Oh, holy fuck.
Woo! Okay, so...
These shit suck.
Alright, so... help me out. Let me know when I add it to it or whatever if I'm wrong with this. So... we had Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
We had Backlash.
Yep.
We had Money in the Bank.
Yep.
We had not No Mercy, but Battleground, right?
Yep.
Right.
And then we had Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
And we also got United Clash Champions.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so I just named 6 pay-per-views. Guys, why is only one of them that I can think of is actually good? I know you like the tout as Hell in a Cell as being good, but I find it to be
I thought Hell in a Cell was okay.
I find it to be a 2 pay-per-view,
2-match pay-per-view.
2-match pay-per-view that
I'm
we're
with you.
booking. So like it's like okay, like
This should have a bunch of trash in the middle.
Like the meat ain't good, but the buns is excellent.
The meat ain't good with the buns
awesome. So
you get that gourmet bread.
This man wanted to cut the podcast off. Man, fuck out of here.
So like
I'm killing these free snacks.
So I see that part, and I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, so we had 6 pay-per-views. So you're literally like, you're in, I guess, like 1.5 for 6 is like, them ain't good averages, bro.
Yeah.
It's really bad, man. Really bad. Really
Trash
bad.
news.
Why were they so bad?
Well,
Horrible booking. You had
horrible match
Let's
layouts.
do this, right?
I'll give you guys one more.
Oh, we'll do this. Like, let's do this.
No, it's beyond that.
Hold on, let's do this, right? It was similar to, well, if the mid card and the undercard wasn't as good anyway, right? But it's kind of like the same thing where they always say that, like, you know, the saying is that the tide rises all boats, right? Or the tide is Jinder Mahal. Y'all low as motherfucker. And by saying that is like when we grew up and we saw WCW,
that boy not deep.
Great undercard when they have like Rey Mysterio matches and matches, Sting matches, Flair matches,
Guerrero,
team matches,
Malenko.
Right. You keep going forever, but
Steiner,
exactly.
Rick Martel.
The Renegade.
Glacier.
Van Hammer.
Alex Wright.
Horace Hogan.
Oh my God. No, Dandy.
Damn.
Go ahead. Super Callow.
Silver King.
Yeah, so
Viano 4, 5, and 6.
Ultimate Dragon. So
Josh Wonder King.
Wow.
He said ass already.
Yeah. All right, so
Berlin.
Wow. Berlin. Jeff Jarrett.
Hugh Morris.
Kenya.
The Barbarian.
Oh my God.
Ming.
Oh my God.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
No, but the point is
No, we're
like,
done.
even back then, like they would have really, really good undercards, but their main events would be some Hogan fuck finish, and it would completely like you just forget. Almost like the same effect of the Survivor Series pay-per-view this year, where you have a good, really good, you have a great pay-per-view, and then the main event sucks, so you just sit there like, Yeah, bro. Like the money is you fucked up the money because like that, regardless of whatever good TV you saw or whatever good matches you saw, the money was his main event, and the main event sucked. So when you have what's going on with for so many reviews in a row with gender, none of these matches are good. Like that's a damaging effect on the entire card. That's before you even get to the fact that like they did this feud with AJ Styles. Kevin Owens, and it like
overbooked the fuck out of it.
Kept getting in the way of it, of making it working out or whatever else, and like all the bad stuff that happened, to Randy Orton this year, all the bad stuff for booking that happened to Randy Orton. So it's like, of course it's gonna be bad, and then women matches? Nah, ain't no women matches. We throwing 5 women at everything. Like, ain't no character, ain't no storyline. There's nothing. Oh, we do have one-on-one match. We're gonna have a one-on-one match feud.
Lumberjack.
Nah. or we just say, you know what about that? Let's put Lana in there.
Oh shit!
It makes sure that Naomi don't ever succeed in a goddamn thing.
Yes.
So it was just a clusterfuck.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, Naomi, she wasn't over. She wasn't over out there.
She didn't do a good job.
You stuck her in the ring with freaking Lana.
Yeah, like, and she squashed her. It's like, okay,
I'll also
great.
say this.
She squashed a geek.
I'll also say this. They had Shinsuke Nakamura from Backlash on, right? They have him go out there with Dolph Ziggler, who lost his juice at the end of 2016, right?
Please get to it. Please get the battleground.
Oh, I'm getting there.
Okay.
So they have him go 80-20 with Dolph Ziggler, where Dolph Ziggler's whooping his man's ass, and he's completely unspectacular. And what I believe Meltzer rated like a 2.75 match, maybe
something like that.
And think about that. One of the most spectacular motherfuckers we ever seen in our life. Unspectacular.
Yes, and he was the guy that was on the poster. Look, he was the guy that was on the poster for the pay-per-view. Was Nakamura. The next time we see him on pay-per-view is Battleground? No, it's Money in the Bank.
Yep.
It's Money in the Bank. So when he comes out, what do? We jump him during his fucking entrance.
That's right.
Dude, how's that not a selection in and of itself? Nakamura in 2017.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That should have been.
Just NXT call-ups 2017.
Christ.
Revival. Geeks. Nakamura.
Geek.
Cut off.
Bobby Roode.
Immediate geekified.
Riot Squad.
They brought him up and they didn't even they literally brought him up and had no plans for him.
Ty Dillinger.
You knew he's gonna be in the mid card match anyway.
Riot.
He's worse than expected.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's barely on TV. The Riot Squad, they're already geeks.
Ooh, yeah.
Already losing, getting no entrances.
Already lost 2 weeks in a row.
Was there a single,
getting stood on by Naomi.
Was there a single call this year that was successful outside of Samoa Joe?
Asuka, maybe.
And Asuka. Samoa Joe and Asuka.
I would say it remains to be seen on Asuka. I would because here's the thing: they started out so bad with her, and then she came out of Survivor Series. She was so, and they did I don't know if you understand this, right? I don't think because I didn't watch it around y'all. When she had that match, I was so happy. She came out there and she basically won it herself, right? And then the next night when she comes out there against I think it was
Dana Brooke.
Was it Dana Brooke? And basically, literally, does the Ronda Rousey Cat Zingano thing, where puts her in the armbar immediately, within 10 seconds, and taps her out.
Yeah.
I literally jumped in my seat, you saying the movie, come on, Braun Strowman thing. I literally jumped in my seat, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Beat the hell out of her. This is dude, they did her so, they messed this up. With the whole, pretty much, they really mirrored the Ziggler and Nakamura thing, where it's okay, you're this new person from Japan, and you're supposed to be this great striker, and it's supposed to be Aquaman offense, and you're supposed to be this
super person. Charismatic.
Yeah, super charismatic. All right, let's cut you off for most of this match. Wow, and see you sell.
Yeah,
what?
Nobody comes to see selling.
Right.
If you do, I don't understand what's exciting about that.
So for me, I thought for 2 nights in a row. They did their absolute 100% right thing, and here's the thing, right? We love killing WWE, and this is what most of the podcast about is killing WWE for the mistakes they made.
We don't even kill WWE. We just praise.
Say what happened.
We just praise New Japan
on keeping it strong style.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for me, is look, when you do wrong, I'm going to shout out and say you fucked up, because this is most of the stuff you could have prevented, right? When we talk this stuff through, right? But when you do something good or do something great, you get hand over hand claps from me. So for me, when they did that, like in 2 nights, I felt like they got her right back on track. And then like they go back, they start doing this kind of this thing with Paige's Click, Absolution. I forgot.
Absolution.
Second, I forgot what the name is. So like. Absolution is a mystery, right?
Correct.
Absolution is a mystery.
So once they got done with that, they started putting it into this. You're just kind of like, all right, we're still trying to figure out what's next for like that group plus Asuka plus like the rest of the women's roster for all of that. So we're like in a waiting period. So I think like the jury's still out on the Asuka thing.
So, but back to Nakamura. So they jumped him during his entrance at Money in the Bank, which is the single like best
entrance in the business. Let's for
fuck heat, all that
for heat. Just because of #heat, let's have Baron Corbin cut it off.
Yeah,
that should have been a subject. #heat.
Oh my gosh,
I can go on that forever. That's
and then like he gets in the match for about 10 minutes, and you know he's faced off with AJ Styles. The crowd is frothing at the mouth, and this is almost at the height of SmackDown's pay-per-views are trash.
Yeah,
and what happens from there is both of those guys lose. The next month, Nakamura and Baron Corbin, you know, the fallout from that leads to a match with them at Battleground, and what happens? Baron Corbin kicks him in the fucking dick.
No, and before that even happens, all of the rest holds. My God. Like
the single worst Nakamura match up to that point.
Rest hole city.
Kevin Owens thought he used too many rest holes.
Like, kicked him in the dick, completely made him look like a dumbass, and then dropped him with the end of days at the end.
Yeah.
Completely just like, yeah, whatever. Then Nakamura whoops that ass on TV, whatever.
That was so very bad. Like in the homicide, I was like, oh yeah, we know we fucked y'all on this. So
after Battleground, that SmackDown after, they worked real hard to try to have a good show
week. They did so many things like on they have bad reviews and like bad review matches. They'd be like, yeah, we know we fucked y'all on this, so we're gonna try to make good on y'all by like giving y'all something better than what we gave y'all. Like which led to like. Ultimately, Carmella still won the Money in the Bank, but at least like she actually won as opposed to a dude brings his ass, a non-combatant, runs his ass on the ladder, pulls the shit down, and hands it to a motherfucker. They actually like, yeah, you know, we we slapped you a bunch of chin holes and chin locks, reverse chin locks, and abdominal stretches. So we're going to actually let Nakamura take this dude's head off in 2 days. And it's like, well, why don't you just do this on, you know, the pay-per-view? Yep. You know, the shit people pay money for to actually see as a conclusion to a lot of storytelling. Like, what?
And then they decide to start beating Shinsuke Nakamura with Jinder Mahal on multiple pay-per-views.
Yeah. And you know what? You said it to me. You said, like, I was like, dude, they can't keep doing the same, you know, stupid finish where, like, distraction finish and then Jinder takes advantage of distraction. And you're like, yeah, you know, eventually he's going to win clean. And sure enough, he fucking won clean. Yep. I couldn't believe that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was horrifying, bro,
dude,
to watch.
That hurt my heart, man.
Bro, and then the Punjabi prison match. Like, the Punjabi prison match, like, at Battleground. Battleground was, like, the worst pay-per-view of the decade, as far as I'm concerned. Like, it was just, like...
Anybody remember what the women's match was at Battleground?
The women's match? I don't
either.
I don't remember either.
There's very few women's matches that I remember this year.
It's been really bad. Oh, my gosh. I forgot I could put... I'm about to draft something off the board in a second. Because I got some shit to say.
Okay, so I don't know if it's on the board, but it's like This Is Your Life Part 2 on there?
Well, it would just be Alexa Bliss in general. So we can get there momentarily, but the SmackDown pay-per-views...
She buried my favorite wrestler.
Real quick, the women's match at Battleground, Natalya defeated Becky, Charlotte, Lana, and Tamina in a 5-way elimination.
That's right. And then the winner got to fight Naomi at SummerSlam, right?
That's right.
That's right. So
and Naomi wasn't even on the fucking card. Right?
These SmackDown pay-per-views were so bad they had Fire Road Dogg trending, and then he was trying to come back out on TV after having a good show, talking about do that Fire Road Dogg shit now. It's like, no, bro, your pay-per-view's still trash. Like nothing has changed.
Like the pay-per-views matter more than your TV. Your TV sets up your biggest where your angles are shot.
I think Josh wanted to jump in.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, we passed it. What I was gonna say was, when he mentioned the Alexa Bliss multi-woman match that she won, I actually thought of like a different one, because there's been so many matches like that she's won this year. Yeah. That it's like they're all the same. They just rolled into each other.
Are you talking about the No Mercy 5-way?
I guess so.
The one where Bayley wins the contendership. Even the one where after Alexa Bliss already killed out Bayley as a character and won her push forever, where she will never ever be the merchandise monster that she should have been. Where she comes back later, rebuilds herself, she wins, and then Nia Jax throws her on the ground, she separates her shoulder, she goes away, she comes back, and then she comes back, and people are actually happy to see her after being gone for 6 weeks or so, or something like that, 2 months or whatever. She comes back and she eats the pin in that match. You talking about that, Rich? I'm sorry, Rich. Josh, you talking about that?
You know what? I don't know, because what I do is I tune in for the pay-per-views. I watch the pre-match show, packages, and I'm not even really fully. I
have no idea how infuriating. Y'all know I love Bayley. You know how infuriating that was. To see, okay, so you.
Have you seen the kendo stick on a pole match, James?
No, don't watch it.
I know it's the worst match of the year. Listen, I know it's even worse than the.
I do remember that match,
bro.
I know it's even worse than the.
The thing is, it's not even like it's a bad match. It is a bad match. Don't get it wrong.
What are you talking about?
But it's wow, this is character assassination.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah.
But you know what? It's not just character assassination. It's literally a really badly worked match. It's really bad, actually.
Right.
Well, isn't the psychology of it? Because the whole thing is basically, from what I heard, the whole thing is Alexa's about this life with this kendo stick. Bayley is still a geek child, and she doesn't know how to actually engage into
Alexa,
the dangers and the evils of all this stuff. It's extreme, right?
It's like Alexa ends up just taking the kendo stick from her at a certain point, and just wears her out.
But you know what? The psychology, what you guys are talking about, that's all true. But the fact of the matter is, the chemistry is not there between them, and there's a lot of botches, a lot of they weren't working well together.
That's the going rate for Alexa Bliss match.
They were bumbling all over the place. That was a really weird and just awkward match in general. Aside from the booking, aside from the story, it just wasn't good.
I would. This one would be a challenge for somebody, right? I would dare somebody to go on pay-per-view and look at every single match Alexa Bliss had on pay-per-view this year from.
It's just
2017.
Huh? The Sasha match is the only match she's had that was good this year, and it was not even that good.
No. There are 2 good matches. There are 2. There are that match.
And Mickey James.
Well, I would say there is the. I don't really remember. I thought the match was good, except they had a fuck finish at the end, the Great Balls Fire match.
Yeah,
with Sasha. That was Sasha.
Right. The SummerSlam match, I remember liking the SummerSlam match. I mean, I don't know how much of that is affected Sasha won. I mean, the match wasn't great by any means. I thought it was really good, and especially because of what we had seen from Alexa Bliss. This is a nice step in the right direction for her. She actually had a good match. It wasn't fucked up, and the crowd. The crowd. She had some enjoyment of seeing a babyface win. How novel is that? But, and also the 5-way match where they basically said Nia, Alexa, fuck out of here. We're gonna let the real workers work this match and do all the work, and then we'll let you come in and beat Bayley, even though she didn't most of the match, and you were sitting taking a powder most of the match. So I thought, you look at her track record, all her, you go look through her matches all 2017, all fucked up. The match she had with Naomi, where Naomi won the title, she fucked up so many things at the end of that match. Fucked up so many things.
At one point, I was calling her Alexa 1.75 Bliss, and my dog Joe Sabo, what up, Joe? He still carries on that nickname to this day.
Argue with me? Because I was most of her matches are probably she's probably on average a 3-star on pay-per-view, and he was 2.5. He was nah, not 2.5. 1.75 to get the second motherfucker.
Don't remember this thing.
Yeah, he's nah, bro. Don't you ever? And I'm it's funny because I feel I'm kind of hard on Alexa Bliss, and sometimes I think that, but then there's like other people out there like, nah, bro. Like none of her matches are actually good. I'm like, I never end up liking them. Like there's like one or two I've ever actually liked, but like. The thing is, like, there's always some ridiculous botches.
We might as well just open.
In these matches.
We might as well just open the rest of the stuff up. Like, I'll just lob it up.
I had one last thing on SmackDown pay-per-views.
Yeah.
The SmackDown pay-per-views were so bad that AJ Styles and Kevin Owens couldn't even have like a blowout match they should have.
Like their best match was on a co-branded show, and now they even get 4 stars.
Remember
those two, the two best guys in the company over the last year, get together, and they can't even have a 4-star match.
Remember when it was a dream match?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you guys want to see them have a good match, they had a good match, a really, really good match in PWG. Just saying. Just so you guys can go check that out.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure we'll get one, like, I'm sure they're going to crack at the back, like, in 2 years.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Then again, like, they're probably, I don't know.
Thank God for the Usos.
How much longer do you think, like, AJ Styles, like, is going to be on SmackDown? Like, eventually he has to move to Raw, right?
Eventually.
Like, who else is he going to wrestle?
Eventually. Well, I think the deal with them is...
He's the
whenever he moves,
never switching.
Right. Whenever he moves, he's never switching. James got up and walked away, and he's dying laughing. Either the liquor is hitting him or something. Like.
Oh man, this is a mistake.
Throw me another Yingling, Jeremy.
Oh yeah,
you can.
Oh my god.
Oh god, that's why I'm getting shit again.
So
you know how hard it is. I'm like, oh my god, like you say something hilarious, and then like I'm in the middle of like trying to drink something. But there's electronics everywhere. Like Rich has his laptop out. Josh has his tablet out. Jeremy has his tablet out. There's a mic right here in the middle right in front of me. I can't do nothing but try and shut this shit down, bro. You can't do that to me, bro. That shit hurts.
I know James is ready to spit the mist like Great Muda and shit.
Oh my god.
So but the SmackDown pay-per-view is like it was so much so many heels prospering, so much heat.
Man, we had Mike Kanellis beating Sami Zayn on freaking pay-per-view.
Guys, there's so much that was
they ruined Sami Zayn. They were forced to turn him.
I had blocked that out of my memory.
Man.
And then, they just threw a title, or they threw a pay-per-view on at the end called The Clash, and it was just like...
No, it was called Clash of
Champions. Sorry.
Not The Clash of the Champions.
Clash is the band.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know that.
Right, the Casbah.
So let's go through. I'm just lob some of these stuff up. So what about the 1F5 to beat Roman, Joe, and Braun and AJ? The 1F5, the obsession that WWE has with.
Well, it's not just Braun. I mean, you also got to go to WrestleMania 33. Like he beat Goldberg with 1F5 as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, there was only 5 in the match.
It was a pretty good match, but
I love that match. Like I do too. That match.
The best 5-minute match.
We're going to eventually one of these days. Rich are going to like debut a 5 minutes of Fury like Hall of Fame match. So like
Owen Hart versus 1, 2, 3 Kid.
Fuck that.
No.
Fuck
It has to be Hosses.
I was about to say Dragon Lee, or excuse me, Kushida versus Takahashi. That is the best 2-minute match I've ever seen in my life.
But I'm thinking like more like, okay, for example, we can add this because like when I think of this, like I'm thinking like when I listen to like Brian and Vinny review like WWE like or Nitros, and like Cruiserweights have 3 minutes, and it's like the greatest 3 minutes you've ever seen in life, right? Mm-hmm. So like you have that. You also have like examples like the Giant versus Ming from like September of Nitro of 90.
We have to watch that after this.
No, 98.
98.
Like,
98. We had to watch this after
this. Like, they are beating the hell out of each other. It's incredible. Like, Ming is just like no selling and firing up, and then like Giant's about to.
He's challenging the Giant to be a man.
Burst because he's so fat and out of shape. It's incredible. So like matches that go along with it is also like the Big E match against Rusev in 2014 on pay-per-view. Yeah. Like when he's in the red, white, and blue.
Yep, I remember that.
The first time he actually does the spear from out of the ring onto the floor.
I remember that.
That match is great. It's 5 minutes. It's great. There's one like that with Bray Wyatt and Ryback from like I can't remember what year.
That was Payback, and it was 2015, I believe.
Yeah, that meant like quick match, and like you see the Bray Wyatt does the senton from the floor, from the apron to the floor on Ryback. I really like that match a lot. There's matches like that where like, oh, you guys got 5 minutes, y'all big dudes go out there and kill each other. You got 5 minutes.
Big Show and Mark Henry in the chair match.
Yep. Oh, any Big Show and Mark Henry match from like 2011. Yeah, I really like their feud a lot. I really like that feud. Yeah. Me and Rich are taking sides on that one. You really were?
Yeah, I was all day with Mark Henry. So like the session with the 1F5, like has it like some people are like, what's wrong with making finishers matter, quote unquote, right?
I'm in that. I know you guys don't agree with me, but I'm in that boat.
Here's the thing, man. We're in 2017 WWE. We're seeing like 3 to 5 attitude adjustments, styles clashes, RKOs, choke slams, super kicks. Like in this modern era, like the one finisher thing, I don't think it works that anymore.
It's like they're trying to make us unlearn. Or whatever.
Well, I mean, my thing is this: when it comes to like the one finish, one move puts you away. Like, cool, but like if you got to do that, then like we need to also like readjust to where like any big move will push your ass away. Like back in the day when we were growing up, like
you got hit with a powerbomb, it's over.
Your ass is done. Power drive, your ass is done. DDT, your ass is done. Like superplex, your ass is done.
Right.
We don't do that no more. Like those are near falls. So like if we're gonna do that, we also have to jury just all this other stuff. Like that's one of the things why like a lot of us love what Neville was doing on the Survivor. On the because like.
Sorry, beating you.
He would beat you. Like the match was great. He would build toward it, and then like he would hit you with one of these moves that like you say like you hit one of these common finisher moves. Your ass is done. He would do it. That's what put people out.
Yeah, right.
And we loved it. We bought it. It was perfectly fine. Like if you build towards it, you can get it done. Like my problem is a lot of these F5s that he's put people away with, like outside of he's 2 for 2 on it, right? Like, or he's like 2 have worked, 2 have not. Like him putting away Goldberg, him putting away AJ Styles, those work. Him putting away Joe with 1F5 after he was like literally on. He got his ass
on the defense.
He did nothing the whole entire match. He was on defense. He hit him with one move, and that one move put him away. That's bullshit.
Right.
Sorry. Like. It made me think of like WrestleMania 25, the main event, where like AJ, like Shawn Michaels and Undertaker just had like the match of the century. How we gonna top it? Infinite finishers, and they go out there and they immediately hit each other, finish, and they kick out. Like it's like, dude, like of course, like the finisher is the finisher. I mean, like you go through a battle with somebody, you set them up, you hit them with your move, you put their ass out. It's like it's almost like a boxing match.
Yeah.
Like like I have a really strong right hook, I set you up, I target you, I pepper you, and then I hit you with my one hitter quitter.
With the real
done, right? So. When you your finisher should not put somebody out when you've done nothing throughout the whole entire match, and that's exactly what happened with the Samoa Joe and the Braun Strowman matches, and it made them like bitches.
So
they're still struggling.
Is this a case where the video games are more real than reality?
No. See, I disagree with you guys. I do think that in reality, let's say in a real fight, and I know WWE is not supposed to completely be portrayed as a real fight, but you can finish somebody with one shot or one big move, whatever. I think the problem here is, and this is my whole thing on it, is you guys are absolutely right. You can't unlearn, or I think from a perspective of a finisher, if a finisher's already been portrayed for years as something that doesn't put a guy out. We've seen F5 been dropped on guys multiple times. They keep kicking out Triple H, Cena,
Undertaker.
Roman Reigns 3 times in a WrestleMania main event.
So it doesn't make sense when all of a sudden this new crop of stars are all getting dropped by one at a time. I understand protecting a finisher. I'm all for that. But you can't undo... John Cena can't go back to dropping guys with the AA and beating them just with one AA in big matches anymore.
Only if they're in big matches. No, you're right. In big matches, if they were like this was the U.S. challenge.
Yeah,
he could beat a couple of them dudes with one F5, and he did, and we bought it. It was
like how Okada beat Slex with that one Rainmaker.
Yeah.
Like, Selects ain't nobody, like, big, Selects talented or whatever, but.
Let's remember, though, that the Rainmaker, up until this past year, is one of the most protected finishers in all of wrestling. Almost nobody kicked out of it for years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem here. If you have a finisher that's protected, the guys aren't kicking out. If for the entirety from 2002 till now, no one was kicking out of F5s,
it would be fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I'm sorry, go to your point.
But the problem is that hasn't been the case, and as time's gone on, they think we forgot. They think we forgot Roman kicked out of 3 of these.
They always do that. They always do this shit. And we didn't. And so now all of a sudden, Joe goes out with 1, Braun goes out with 1. It's ridiculous. That's the problem. Like, they love to do the whole thing where, like, you're not supposed to remember shit that happened 2 weeks ago, unless we bring it up to you and show you on the network that, like, yeah, in fact, like, Kevin Owens isn't exactly all off base by saying that, like, saying McMahon is untrustworthy because look what he did in the '98 Survivor Series War Games. He screwed the top babyface of the company because he's an asshole.
The '98 Survivor Series War Games.
Yeah. Well, what's it called?
Survivor Series. Oh, Deadly Games.
Deadly Games.
Sorry, yeah.
Deadly Games.
So whatever.
I was like, they're doing that at War Games. and
This win.
Listeners, let's be clear. But they still haven't had a War Games match.
But, oh, wow.
They had a double cage match.
War Games match. Get out of here. So,
all they did was a fucking superplex.
They did a double cage match.
Yep.
Look, that you know of. You don't know what the camera come on that right side.
Oh, yeah, true.
Dude, that right ring, that right ring might have had a 5-star classic.
You'll
never know.
You'll
never know.
Shit might have been lit. Who knows? Damn you, Kevin Dunn.
Kevin Dunn might even be in the building for that. We just blaming Kevin Dunn for shit.
Fuck him.
Me and Jeremy will be watching New Japan, and they have great camera work, but every now and again they'll miss something, and Jeremy will be like, damn it, Kevin Dunn.
So, I know we're going off on a tangent on this one. I mean, what's another one, right?
Another one.
Look,
another one.
Look,
and another.
Yeah, so... I think it was a 6-person tag match that was on Raw this week, right? Or was it on the pay-per-view? Was it a 6-person tag match on pay-per-view this last week?
No.
What was it? It was a 6-man.
There was a 6-man on Raw with Jason Jordan and the Shield.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, dude,
it was good, right?
No, it was the women. It was a women's match. It was or am I tripping?
The Absolution against Sasha, Bailey, and Mickey.
Yeah. That's what it was.
The Royal Rumble announcement afterwards.
That's what it was. So, we all know, like, you watch WWE television, you know where the cameras are. There's a cameraman on the floor over on by the entrance ramp. There is one on the floor by the announce table, where the announce table is on SmackDown. No, they're not announce table anymore on the Raw side. They're up on by the Oakland position. So, and then you have the close hard cam. So you have the far hard cam, and you have the crane cam that gives you, like, when Warren does his pose, they do the swoop in. Those are the cameras in there. Yeah, right. Exactly. The Del Rio pose. Which one was better? Which one was better? The Del Rio pose was like this, or like the CM Punk pose was like this? He's on circle.
The Del Rio.
Sorry. Okay, the Del Rio. The Del Rio's like, dude, you ain't even trying. You ass. You know where the
great.
So my point is, you know that there's like at least 4 cameras out there. You know where the positions are. So, like, I just read the dude that writes about WWE from Deadspin, Big Span. Dude, is that your first name?
Yep.
Big Span. He did an article about the War Games, about like how the shit became so shitty. And like, I watch this stuff and I'm so used to it that I don't really think about the shots.
Can't unsee it.
But I actually sat there and watched about how many cuts there are between every punch and every action, whatever. Because it's like about how people complain about the camera shots. And I'm like, it don't really bother me, but whatever else.
It's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't
unsee it, right? So it's kind of like when I was told about like
how you don't notice
people talk about like action scenes in movies, about like when you are so close up, yeah. So when you are so close up on the action, when it's so close, and then you do a bunch of cuts, and you can't keep relation of where spacing is in place, right? So perfect example of that is like the final battle in Spider-Man: Homecoming. There's so much shit going on. There's so much CG, and like it's weird to see like where his relationship with the plane and like where the hell they're headed on the plane, and like where's real danger and where he might not actually like be able to grab onto the plane after being this whatever. So I thought about that, and then I thought about The Last Jedi. There's a scene after, I don't want to spoil it, there's a scene where two enemies become friends.
Enemies!
Yeah, two enemies team together and they fight off a legion of badasses, and it is shot, it's not cut up a bunch of places, not like camera angle. It is pretty much shot on one shot. It is backed up in space. You can see all the action. It's so easy to understand, and you're just like, wow, this is what people talk about when they say they fucking hate WWE television or bad action movies, or bad action sequences in movies. When they talk about the cut up and the moved up, you can't keep track of whatever else. It's disorienting or whatever. So after seeing that, I see what they did on Raw, and I see like, oh my god, I can't see because of Star Wars. I cannot, because of Last Jedi, I cannot unsee how many cuts they showed of Babyface gets thrown into the heel corner. And they're getting, and all they're doing is stomping on her, and they literally, like in the span of 5 seconds, make 5 cuts. Why? The action's all the same. She's in the corner. She's not fucking moving. Nobody, you can see everything. All you gotta do is stay on the cameraman that is on by the entrance ramp and pointing in on the heel corner, which is the corner that is to the viewer to the bottom left. I'm sorry, the bottom right.
Are they like trying to protect like the fact that like, you know some of the women might not be like the striking?
I know they do cuts because they try to hide it. Like sometimes strikes don't land. I get that, but dude, she's in the corner getting stomped. Ain't nobody missing no stomp in the corner.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this, because I agree with you, James, about the cutscenes.
It was just like, well, it didn't bother me until I saw Star Wars. I'm like, holy shit, this is what everyone's talking about. Like, this is so great.
But what was the topic that we were on?
We're throwing them up now.
But I don't remember what we started talking about.
We're on a tangent. Whatever, man. Ramble rap. It's what you're doing.
We still got the first women's Money in the Bank match.
Oh my god.
No, I'm just saying, because I don't even remember what we were covering at all.
That's the liquor.
Yeah.
Randy Orton winning the 2017 Royal Rumble. That's bad too.
That's bad.
Yeah, let's go there.
That Royal Rumble in general is really, really bad. I know that. Like,
I still don't get why that's so bad. Like, I get it. Like, you don't like the winner. Like,
it's not the winner. I don't like how the first half
all jobbers,
is all jobbers, and the second half is just the top guys.
But how is that different in like typically every single Royal Rumble?
Usually they like sprinkle them in.
It's different from every single Royal Rumble that there's.
I mean, I get it. Like, okay, typically you put 2 of those guys at one in the top 5 in the first 5, and then like everybody else at the end are the stars. I get that part.
No, my problem with it was this: it's the most star-studded Royal Rumble they've had in years.
Is it?
It was.
I mean, I'm serious. That's a serious question. I'm not trying to be funny.
It was definitely better than 2015.
If you're talking about it from just like a,
he's still killing 15.
If you're talking about it from a perspective of like top stars and like dream match options and things like that, and what kept happening was guy would come out, throw out the last guy. Next guy would come out, throw out the last guy. We didn't end up with any of these big dream match scenarios or anything. It just, the jobbers were all there. They got thrown out. Then like the last 12 or 15 guys were the top guys, and they just
all eliminated each other.
They all eliminated each other, and we didn't even get. It was not even a good Royal Rumble.
And then they trolled us all with Roman Reigns. Bro, we need to watch that after and watch the reaction to like.
I don't want to watch that ever again.
Nah, bro. You don't need to watch the reaction. All you need to do is go on to YouTube and type in Brian Vinny 2017 Royal Rumble, and like they have a friend of theirs that goes on, like, you know, Brian and Vinny do reviews of reviews every single time.
Was it Wang?
Not
Craig, right?
Not Craig. It's Jimmy not Wang either. It's one dude that comes on only for Royal Rumble, only after Royal Rumbles. And like you can go like year by year, like since 2014 or 15, like he goes on and he's fucking hilarious. So he was like, dude, when he came out at 15, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, Vince just insists on just sticking, just jamming his dick up our asses. He's jamming his dick up our asses. Like, we're just gonna put our balls into the WWE universe.
Yes.
Roman Reigns. It's so funny. It's like,
what is
that was so fatalistic. It's like the funniest thing ever. Like, the dude is so mad, because he's so mad about this. He's like, he basically said, like, you know, because Paisley, Alvarez, like 1-year-old, like, just, you know, was there when the match happened, or was just put down to go to bed. And the dude was like, I've never seen anybody muffle, like Brian or Vinny was like, I've never seen anybody muffle anger in this kind of way. Like, it was so, he was so mad, but he realized that, like, you couldn't wake Paisley up because Paisley just got put to bed. So, like, he's literally like, almost, he's pretty much kind of like, Cuba Gooding Jr. after he got shot and then poisoned him. We're just like, this shit, man. This is bullshit. He like screaming to a pillow. He was so mad.
Oh my
God. Shit had me dying. Like, he was like,
God.
This is fucking bullshit. Like, this dude loves just cramming Roman Reigns up our asses. And I was like, I mean, it's hilarious and he's really cruel by saying it, but like, he kind of has a point. Like, he will not let this Roman shit go. Like, not for a day. You will always remember Roman Reigns and Royal Rumble. It's like he will beat you over the head with a Vince McMahon,
Guys,
Beat you over the head with a remote control. What Eminem used to say?
Roman Reigns' era of being the ace in WWE is going to be remembered on the same fondness level as 2001 to 2006 New Japan with Yuji Nagata. It's going to be remembered at the same level.
Wow.
That's interesting because I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Elaborate, sir.
Go on.
It was the weakest time that they ever had as someone at top.
Mm-hmm.
Early, you said what year?
I think the thing with Roman Reigns is the fact that you could literally put almost anybody else in the spot, or at least like 5 or 6 other guys, and it would go so much better. Like, people would be down with it.
Wait. Better guys that were like given their path that they already had, or if they were given the same exact path as Roman Reigns.
If they were given the same path as Roman Reigns,
you sure? You sure they give? You sure
if they gave it to Dean Ambrose, they would definitely.
You sure they built Dean Ambrose the same exact way as Roman Reigns, the succotash and the glaring for the Roman?
Well, no, like not like that. Like, all right, just watch the 2015 Royal Rumble.
If he's just him or whatever, and don't over push him or whatever, make him the guy immediately, then like, okay, I can kind of see what you're saying. Yeah,
like, bro, like,
I don't know, but like, there are certain people that I think for sure could have. Punk could have. Brian could have. Sammy definitely
but that's different. Like, those 3 guys. Okay, so like when it comes to CM Punk, like CM Punk is just like can get himself over no matter what. Like, he can sell snow to an Eskimo, right? Like, I know, racism aside with that joke, right? But like, Daniel Bryan,
Eskimos live in the North Pole.
Oh my
god! They're surrounded by snow.
That's why it's
not racist.
Well, it would be like I can sell a Saudi sand. Might be like that sounds racist. Anyway, so but anyway,
oh no,
dude, what are you doing?
Edit that out.
Anyway, but but like when it comes to Daniel Bryan, like. Daniel Bryan, the reason why he's so likable is because, like, amongst all of the sports entertainment, like, there is a normal human being that is relatable and real, and a human being and won't bullshit you. Whereas all this stuff with, like, what he's doing with Shane right now, he is still like the guy.
Honorable Daniel Bryan.
He is still the guy that's being honest with you amongst all the bullshit. Like, he's like, look, man, I'm doing all this because I don't want you to turn into Mr. McMahon. Like, that's real as steel. Like, I fought against all of your relatives, all these people, all these evil assholes that got in the way. Like, I did what I had to do because I'm worried about you, and you brought me in here, and I don't want you to turn into being like your dad. Like, that meant something when I heard that. Like, granted, like, we got there and it was all foolishness with all of the the getting Daniel Bryan taking bumps or whatever, but that's real. And like,
they're real.
You can say whatever you want about Daniel Bryan, but like, you can't say that dude is not like real on the level of all this other shit seems so fake. Ambrose is really likable. Ambrose was like pretty much anything you can give him, he can make it into his own, and like regardless of how goofy it is or whatever else. Like it seems like that seems like something that like it's goofy, whatever people might not have a taste for, but like I can see him with Busta Rhymes like cowboy hat on, foam hat. I can see that. I can imagine that.
Bro, we don't have to imagine that. That man had the big purple joint on. Like, I forgot when it was.
It was when they were in
that Chris Jericho feud during that shit. I think.
Mitch. I think
he had the big purple cowboy hat on.
Okay. Like, yeah, it's like, look, I understand like that was goofy and they had to do that, but like I can imagine literally when it actually was purple, it was neon. That's why I can't see. That's why he's colorblind. Like that's the reason why I thought of it as like, yeah, he's into Busta Rhymes. Give me some more like foam cowboy hat on. Like he's goofy enough to get that over or whatever because like, yeah, he don't take himself seriously. Yeah, of course he'd be goofy like that. Even though people don't like that kind of Ambrose, but like, yeah, he can do that.
I think one of the bigger issues here is we could have already seen Roman get over. There's just one really simple thing they should have done a long time ago.
What do you think that is?
Turn him heel.
Oh, yeah. It
doesn't take a rocket scientist.
You know there are folks out there that say, why would you turn him?
We'll mess the business up if I turn him heel.
You know what I like to say is like, well, you know, Shade's a great pal. No, he is a heel to everybody. He didn't try to think he's a John Cena heel. We're like, oh yeah, he's a good guy to the kids. He's a heel to everybody.
It's just so crazy.
Shades of Grey.
We saw this happen in '98 with The Rock.
Yep. His cousin.
And they turned him heel, and he became the biggest star that this business ever saw.
Hey, not even that. How about this, right? Why did the Usos, when they were baby faces and they were one of the best tag teams of a generation, why did they start getting booed? Because he was hanging out with out here doing the club versus the Bloodline, right?
Yeah. Right.
Hanging out with Roman Reigns.
So what did they do? How did they ever have their own career? How did that happen, Josh? They turned fucking heel.
Why are you throwing all this animosity at me?
No, that's for everybody else.
I'm trying to be funny.
That's for everybody else. Like the Usos came out here, got hot as a egg on concrete in 100-degree weather, and then these boys came out here, and now they're essentially faces.
Yeah, and they're already on the outside of it, and they're in great shape. They just do not want to do this, and I don't understand why. Like we could have been turned.
Could have turned him and turned him back.
Could have been turned
around. Dude, he would be a
megastar.
Yeah, he would be over huge, top talent as a heel.
Like it was funny. Like over the last, let's say 4 years, like things that got people over, like where they got actually like mainstream pub where I could actually see them. People like my mom will come to me and be like, "Do you hear about so and so, whatever? What happened with this situation?" I guess like one of them was in the middle of Seth Rollins' title reign. He was in Cleveland. Johnny Manziel was there on 4 seats. Seth Rollins taking off the belt. Take a good look, Cleveland. This is the only time you'll see a fucking this is the only time you'll see a champion. Not LeBron James, not Johnny Idiot Face over there. Me. And that got played on ESPN. Everywhere else, right?
Right.
I didn't even hear about that. That sounds.
That shit was great. At the time.
It was great, right? Like so, guys that Robert Flores at the time, huge wrestling fan, used to work at the ESPN, worked there at the time, loved it. Guys like Bomani Jones, who was a guy that like watched wrestling at the time only when like Ric Flair and The Rock were both in WWE, and like he would literally say like those two transcendent figures for like transcendent meaning like they're for everybody, right? And then he would go there and watch, and then like literally like get drunk while watching them or whatever. He said like I have a love for wrestling. I know it's ridiculous as all hell. I can't take it really serious because it's so ridiculous and it's problematic, of course, as far as like anything that doesn't involve straight white men. So. Like, but he had appreciation for him going out there and doing that. It was like, Luke, and anytime someone was talking about wrestling, like, I believe the guy that's in these streets is Seth Rollins. You know what I mean? For both, you both listen to Bomani, like, you don't entertain that wrestling shit anything other than foolishness. Mm-hmm. For him to be like, that was a great segment, like, duh, that means that dude stood out. So, like, that's the guy. Like, that is the guy that we're like, you all saw like some of the snippets from when he was in NXT and he's in the suit talking about his Rolex, pretty much like almost like his Rolex time, like his Flair. Yeah. Like, let this dude go.
He might get something.
And they love...
Like, what's worst case scenario? It doesn't work and you turn him back into the lukewarm babyface he already is?
Right. And they love hashtag heat so much.
Oh my God.
You would think they would love the opportunity. They can get as much heat as they want. Roman Reigns, have him beat every baby face, bury every baby face, get all this mega heat. You would think they would love that. That plays right into their playbook. Like, they can get so much heat with Roman Reigns.
And for all the apologists who think that this is the wrong way to go, what got guys over in the early 2000s and during the Attitude Era? It was them playing their natural self. Have you ever heard Roman Reigns talk or cut a promo?
You ever seen him on Twitter? He's a douche.
He's a heel. He is a natural heel.
He's a heel.
So you know, for people who are like, no, he needs to stay a face. Dude, let him be who he is, and he'll get over. Stop trying to pigeonhole the dude into this Superman Cena situation.
So I can already hear like a couple people in my mind already saying like, "What do you mean by over? He already is over." We're like, "No, dude, we know what you mean by over. Yes, he already is over to an extent. We're talking about over to like, we mean like the over to where like he comes in and the crowd like literally like lives and dies with him winning or losing or depending on if he's a babyface or a heel. We're talking about that kind of over. We're not talking about he's half cheered, half booed. His merchandise sells okay, but he's the most pushed guy in the entire company while this is happening. Like, we're talking about like a dude where like he gets pushed away. He is pushed right now, and like he is literally like, for lack of a better word, because I can't think of anything better. I was like the next Cena as far as like he's pushed. People react to him. He can sell whatever they want to with him because he's that big of a star. He's not that.
Okay, like, he needs to be over to the point where Hollywood keeps calling him.
Yeah. When people talk about Roman Reigns, they don't talk about him in the same breath as
fuck the Roman Reigns.
No. Yeah. They don't talk about him or consider him in the same breath as a Stone Cold or a Hulk Hogan or.
Is he even over his Batista in 2005?
Do you know who
that's what I'm thinking.
Do you know who they compare him to? Diesel in '94 and Lex Luger.
Yep.
Why is that? Because he's got all the potential in the world and he's floundering. Yeah. He should be the biggest star that wrestling has seen since The
He's
Rock.
got the biggest push ever.
Yep. And the crazy
since Hulkamania.
And the crazy thing about it is right, like Lex Luger never got booed.
Nope.
Like Lex Luger, like they made him like in the words of Jim Cornette, they made in the '93 Rumble, they made him like a plate of piss. He never got booed. There's no Roman sucks. This is bullshit chance. Like there was canceled, you know.
Although they're probably if it was 2017, he probably would have.
I mean, people liked him.
They did.
And the thing was like, look, I think a lot of the Luger thing comes down to he got fucked over in what year was where like he's supposed to win the title, like. Sting was supposed to win the title from Flair, but Sting got hurt. Flair promised the title to Sting, so like the replacement for Sting was Luger, and Luger was hot, but like Flair was like, "We can't give it to you because I already promised it to Sting," and Sting was
right,
and Flair was the booker. Was that '90?
That was '90, but Flair wanted to drop the title to Luger in '88.
Okay,
and they didn't go that way. They thought he was ready to be the top guy and to draw the big money, and they didn't go that way. So I mean, they had a lot of missed opportunities over the years with him, and that's the thing, missed opportunities. These guys should have been the biggest stars in wrestling. They weren't, and Roman's in the same boat. So it's the same thing, basically.
Survivor Series main event.
Well, we did a whole podcast on it that night.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing when it comes down to like when you talk about the part-time, just like, look,
NXT guys
like,
killed.
Like AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, Randy Orton, John Cena, and Samoa Joe should not be cannon fodder for the likes of Shane fucking Man, Triple fucking H, and who's the other one? Oh, and Kurt fucking Angle. Yeah. So like, nah, that's stupid. Next.
I heard people say, "Oh, well, the match was the reason that like Kurt and Triple H looked so bad was because they were injured going into that match." I'm like, "Well, if you
maybe they shouldn't be fucking wrestling
anymore." Either that or why don't you just book the match a little bit differently? I mean, that match started out so good in the very beginning.
Well, that's because you know why? Because they were doing stuff with people that work all the time, and they were kind of like doing like the fantasy booking stuff of like, oh my god, it's Finn Balor in the ring with Shinsuke Nakamura. We have like people haven't seen that since NXT or New Japan. And then you see like Samoa Joe versus like
Nakamura and Triple H, like everything Nakamura is in is a dream match.
Triple H and Bobby Roode.
Right.
Yeah, like the mirror match, right? So, like, that was great. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, yeah, it's time for the old guys to get in here and show them what it's about. He's like, about what?
It's about these rest holds. Like, it's about this, like, it's about this arthritis. It's about these injuries.
And to be fair, right, I do think that Triple H got hurt in that match, and, like, they had to do a lot of scrambling. Like, that whole segment where they had John Cena basically talking it out throughout the whole part with Angle. I think the whole part is like Triple H can't go right now. He's hurt. We're going to send him to see what the fuck's going on, and like y'all just gonna have to figure it out. Like I think a lot of that killed that match, but like at the same time, like that, regardless of whatever that match is going to be or how much better that segment would have been if Triple H wasn't hurt, we still know what that finish was. And that finish is bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what else? Just the general booking and layout of the match was terrible.
Like, Braun Strowman's face said it all.
Yeah. Like, the whole thing is like, okay, so... And then the one part is like, you can have that finish if you want to, but like, can we get a story out of it? No story? Okay, fine. So it's bullshit. It's terrible.
There's two stories.
Awesome.
The first story was Raw's better than SmackDown.
Oh, of course.
And the second story was the old timers are better than the young guys.
You missed the third story. The third story, the only thing that lasts is the game.
And then, and the other part is like, okay, so like, are we going to get like a Shane Triple H showdown? No. Okay, great, cool, awesome. So So does that mean that like, given what happened on Monday, where Triple H shows up and pedigrees Jason Jordan and then screws Angle, like, does that mean that we're going to get an immediate like resolution or immediate answer to like or direction towards their feud? No. So it's going to be put on ice until like
for the rest of their life.
Right.
Put on ice for the rest of their life.
So like, so it's like great. So like, nothing got answered, nothing got solved, nothing was explained. It's just bullshit just to piss us off.
Well, that's not true because they set up the biggest match for WrestleMania.
What?
Braun and Triple H.
Oh, fuck off. Like, Braun
and like,
they guys just stupid. They have no reason to fight each other at all.
No, and it better be a squash.
A monster versus the dude that runs the company. Hey, here's a real quick solution and resolution to that. Hey, the guy that runs the company is threatened. You fire the monster, and you never see the light of day from him. Really quick way to get rid of the match. It's like the same thing when it comes to like the Shane and Owens and Zayn thing. It was like, okay, you're pissed off at these dudes because they one talked about your kids, you didn't like that. Well, then headbutted your father who you're estranged from, whatever. Then the other one comes to save you after like literally trying to kill himself. Okay, you know a quick solution to that? Like, you try to fire him. Oh, but like Daniel Bryan got in the way and like saved them their jobs a couple times. Okay, cool. What about now? Oh, you did a match to screw them to where like if they lose the match you get to fire them, and then like you like something happened and like you couldn't actually like count the 3 count to 50. Fuck them.
Right.
You don't like these dudes? Fuck them. You know what your dad would have did? He would have fucked them. You know what your brother-in-law did? After he had lost fair and square, he came back, and what did he do to Ryback and Rowan and Ziggler?
Fired they dumbass.
He fucked them. Go away. Kick rocks. Holla.
I miss the old school days. I miss Jack Tunney.
Oh God, Jack Tunney.
I miss Jack Tunney, guys.
Bro, anytime we saw Jack Tunney, it was important. It wasn't that often.
Right.
Which is what I love about.
You can't say that about J.J. Dillon?
Was J.J. Oh, he was the president, wasn't he?
I mean, J.J. Dillon tried to do shit like make Sting fight Scott Hall instead of Hogan. So, I don't know, man.
But what I'm saying that I'm really mostly talking about, like, all of the fucking, like, rule book shit that Jericho used to try to pull. Jericho was a goddamn, oh my God. That dude all the WWE rule books this. No, the
NWA rule book. He went to the Library of Congress and got the official NWA rule book. Drafted in 1901.
And that's why I love William Regal's position at NXT. You rarely see that man on NXT TV, and when you do, it's an important announcement, and that's it.
You want to know why? He's not McMahon, so they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, we need to have you on TV and make you look like you're bigger and better than everybody else, make everybody like fucking idiots." Like that's a big problem with this company. It's like, look, we have since the screw job, Yeah, so this is true enough. We have had 20 years of this
20
shit.
fucking
The same
years.
story has been going on for 20 years.
Yeah, well, actually, we can do this. Like, we'd be like, all right, so when was it?
I think Cena avoided a lot of the McMahonism.
Quick question. What month of '97 was it when Bret Hart slapped the headset off of Vince McMahon and then Vince McMahon did the hockey
Hockey joint. I want to say that was in September, maybe.
So by you saying that, you know what that means?
What?
That means that we have had 122 months of the fucking McMahons being like these big players in the company, and they're the real stars. Like, dude, kick rocks with that, bro. I'm sorry. Actually, it's 242 months. I'm sorry. It's been 20 years, not 10. Fuck,
Bro.
Yeah, man.
That's a problem. That's a problem. McMahon's on TV, man.
Like the man's on TV is not a problem. But they do so. They're always up to shit.
The over pushing of the McMahons on TV.
This is like, dude, if they're just there, like Shane in the early time, before the whole situation with Shane, with AJ Styles, right?
Right.
Well, like you just go from like Shane's there. He is a caretaker of the company. He's not jumping himself in the fuse. It's not being all about him. And then like. He set people straight. He's not taking any bullshit from any of these heels that are cheating all the time. And he's not like, he's not babying none of the baby faces. He's being fair. That's fine. That's great. That's awesome. They've gone overboard with this. Like they were like, oh yeah, that was a good formula. Let's not do that anymore because that was a good formula.
Exactly.
Like they just can't leave well enough alone. Can't.
Man.
I think that might be the it.
I was gonna say I think that's a good place to wrap up the Fuck Outta Here draft. That was really fun, guys. Hopefully this can be a tradition for One Nation Radio and the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
Hopefully it's not. Hopefully WWE gets their act together and we don't have much to complain about next year.
Yeah, maybe it's like only like. Well, gee, I wonder how long do you think? How long is this podcast right now?
220.
Oh my god!
Oh my!
We're fine. We're fine.
2 hours and 20
We've done a 3-hour show before.
No, I understand that, but
so 2 hours and 20 minutes, right?
Right.
If we did this last year, how long do you think this podcast would have been?
Hour tops.
Yeah.
Sounds like we did
hour 15 maybe.
Sounds like we did a lot of backtracking this year.
2015 would have been way worse than 2016.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I love 2015. I love 2016.
Oh yeah, 2016 was a great year.
Like, I mean, you can say what you want to. I mean, we talked about this.
There's a lot of problems in 2016.
Yeah, but like the thing is, like, I'll say this with Chad. We were saying this on the second of the One Nation Radio thing that we had on LLP Radio. We can have problems, but ultimately, if you pay us off with like a bunch of good matches, we'll be a lot less forgiving for what you lack on storytelling. The problem is, this year, they're like, good wrestling? What's that? We're going to come out here and do the same crazy stuff we ever done. Actually, we're going to be more crazy than we ever done before. We're going to have a jobber be champion. We're basically going to make the Indian Brooklyn Brawler a fucking champion.
Yes.
Hey.
We're going to give you a horrible...
He's never been as good a jobber as Brooklyn Brawler.
Didn't say that. I'm saying he's just a jobber on the West, though. A job's a job.
And we're going to give you a horrible Raw Women's Champion who couldn't wrestle her way.
Good God, I forgot to shoot on Alexa Bliss. I guess I'll save that as my final thought.
Man, we shoot her all day.
Yeah.
I think the ultimate thing with like Alexa Bliss is the most frustrating.
Look, they moved the 4 horsewomen out the way to make room for this chick that has never accomplished anything and never shown that she could wrestle at that level. And the thing that got the women hot in WWE, the thing that basically made it to where there was this women's revolution and evolution, it basically, got dumped onto a person that reflects none of that.
Yep. I think the main thing that's so frustrating about the Alexa Bliss is like you see, I mean, it's almost kind of like, I mean, it's not the same thing because I think she's way better than Jinder is, but you see some of the same issues where it's like she's not ready as far as when the bell rings. So, but she has a character there, and it's far better than like even like the Jinder we got at the end, right? Like the Jinder at the end we got as far as like on the mic and stuff, promo wise, is still like a better character than what we got at the beginning of it. But the thing is, like, that still ain't enough, right? So when it comes down to it, it's like, and you throw in the part where like she's shaking shit heel until it's time for her to beat you with her move in the middle of the ring.
or punch you right in the face.
Yeah.
Or DDT your dumb ass.
Right. Yeah, so like that was a real issue. But I mean, but the thing is, like for me, is I said the same thing. I've said this to you before. Like, Alexa Bliss in the ring, like her problem is like we have got a point where like WWE told or more or less like or signaled to us that like the days of the 1-star, 2-star piss break women's matches are done with. Because why? Because we have Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss. I'm sorry, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Bayley, and we're inflating them with Natalia. We're bringing in Mickie James again.
Naomi.
We have Naomi, and the thing is, like back in the day, like Alexa Bliss is like she's the new Mendoza line. Remember, I used to always say like if you are Brie Bella, like if you are better than Brie Bella,
you're good.
You're pretty good. If you are worse than Brie Bella, you need to fuck off my TV screen.
Like Mark Henry said, girl, you gonna be good.
Alexa Bliss
you gonna be good.
Alexa Bliss is literally that Mendoza line. But the thing is, like, when WWE had Brie Bella, they never made her the champion. They gave her sister that job.
Right.
Like Alexa Bliss, they made her the champion. Like 4-time champion, like 4-time champion before, like at the same time where like Sasha Banks is 4-time champion, Charlotte is 4-time champion. Like these are the two greatest, these are the two best women wrestlers in the company's history. What?
It makes no sense. It will never make sense. I will never understand this. It basically comes down to people wanting to fuck Alexa Bliss.
And it will make more sense to me if like okay,
if all
like,
this shit comes down to.
I would feel better about it if, for example, along the way, she built somebody. Mm-hmm. Like, she did, she
fucking murdered everybody.
Bayley murdered. Sasha as a champion or as a future as a top babyface that can actually be billed as someone you can believe in, murdered. Because they literally like, hey, I'm gonna be Sasha. Wanna know why? Because Sasha ain't never defended her title and won it. And what they fucking do? They on her first title defense after saying that,
take it off her.
They took it off her. Like, dude, y'all don't understand. Like when you walk down a babyface with truth, that kills them. And he went ahead and did it anyway. It's like, all right, well, great, like, cool, like, awesome. Like she's gonna be infused and nobody gets over it. Like y'all don't understand. Where y'all thought of like Bray Wyatt in 2014 compared to where you think of Bray Wyatt now in 2017 is because why? Their heels had never got anybody over. You might want to pick up on that. Like I don't want Alexa Bliss to turn into the next Bray Wyatt. Like she has something to her, and it's not like I can just talk for a really long time. Like she actually has a character. She's actually a good talker. She's kind of witty. Like I enjoy some of the stuff she does, but. Like, when she's out here killing off all these baby faces, and then, like, nobody ever gets over her, and then, like, none of her feuds are either, like, when she does this, none of her stuff is any, like, really memorable either. That doesn't help. Like,
they're just sticking her with a belt and, you know, keeping it on a quote-unquote pretty face. Right. And it's just like...
That's fine, but, like, it's like a dime a dozen in WWE's roster.
Right.
I went back through some of the comments, because I remember... You guys had a show and you were taking questions for One Nation Radio. And I put a post up, and this was in August of last year, talking about how mind-boggling some of the positive things that WWE did last year. And I went back and just read it, just found it. And it's like some of the craziest stuff, and some of it was positive, but some of it was just crazy stuff that you would not see in WWE 2017.
Like what?
Lesnar being allowed to fight in the UFC.
Yep.
WWE utilizing Evolve WWN as like a farm league.
Yep.
Shinsuke Nakamura coming in and winning the NXT champion.
Yep.
Beating Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, La Sombra, Austin Aries, James Storm, Kenton, Ciampa, and Gargano all coming into NXT in the same year.
Question is La Sombra, Andrade.
Andrade.
Shout out to Andrade.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured. Wonder why?
El Idolo.
Never mind. I'm not going to tell you why, but you know why. Go ahead.
WWE ran a 32-man cruiserweight tournament with mostly unsigned indie and international performers. Mm-hmm. After that, they brought it as a full-time cruiserweight division on Raw. Miz was out here cutting the best promos in the entire business. Obviously, this isn't positive, but Lesnar shooting on guys in the middle of matches. Freaking AJ Styles debuting in the Royal Rumble, leading him to becoming a main eventer and having him pin Cena twice in the same calendar year. The Bullet Club performing on WWE TV. They put on the match of the year with Nakamura and Zayn and it's the only time they ever met in any match ever. Mm-hmm. They split the brands. They changed the term diva to women's and put on like the best women's matches they'd had in like years.
Yep.
Freaking Shane jumped off of a legit 20-foot Hell in a Cell. Well, I guess we saw it this year. They brought Finn Balor and pushed him to win the world champion in 5 matches. And at the time, they had freaking Okada backstage. Was it SummerSlam he was at? It was the second largest show of the year. I was like, what? Oh, and then also, Jericho apparently will fight anybody at any time.
Oh, so I remember Lesnar.
Yes. And I remember at the time just thinking, like, what is happening in WWE in 2016? It was like all positive signs of like, man, this is becoming a really progressive company. To stop that.
Yeah, we gonna roll this shit back. Right. We gonna roll this shit back.
We gonna make wrestling
like rubbers. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Roll that shit back like rubbers. Roll that shit back like rubbers. Yes.
And my last statement on it was WWE in 2016 is mind-boggling. Well, guess what, guys? WWE in 2017 is even more mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to kind of wrap it up. Thank you guys for listening. You guys want to drop any final thoughts? 'Cause I know I want to say something at the end here.
Fuck 2017, kiss my ass.
Jeremy. Yeah. No, what you got to say is plug our show.
If you guys get tired of this WWE product, you can listen to Keeping It Strong Style.
You sick of this man fucking up?
It's 2018. If 2018 is a whack, it's 2017. We'll help you, get you hooked up on this New Japan product, get you some access, get you some New Japan World. We'll get you on some great wrestling. We got the English YouTube channel now. You can understand the promos. I don't want to hear that excuse no more. Dude. You can see the promos.
So you start talking that shit,
right? You can see the stories. Listen to Keeping It Strong Style here on Social Suplex Podcast Network. We get you hooked up on this New Japan stuff, man.
The best part was like today.
You talking that shit about the hip hockey, you dig?
Today I went to Pro Fight DB and went to their top matches down 17. And this is something I do every year, or throughout the year. And I started to look and I was like, oh, okay, let me count out. You kind of get an idea of how good the year was based on how far you can get down before you start seeing 4 stars, how many 4-star matches are left, because there's only a certain list.
Yeah.
Right? And this year there were only maybe 5 or 6 or 7 4-stars. You see, there have been so many 4 1/4, 4 1/2, 4 3/4, 5 stars, and even above that this year. Which is lets you know how great it was. But the problem was, once I went in my search for function, I typed in WWE. Tell me why there were only
there's
15. It's less than that. It's maybe 15 matches this year that were either on the list that you can see. I was like, dude, this is really bad, because this was last year. Shit, AJ Styles had 12 4-star matches alone by himself,
right?
Or more than that. I think man had 13 or 14.
2017 was the greatest year of in-ring wrestling ever.
But none of the shit, but almost
none of WWE.
Right?
Exactly.
Somebody posted in the group. They were like, "Is 2017 a good year of wrestling?" Or something
no,
it was in New Japan.
It was, yeah.
It is one of the greatest years of wrestling.
If you count everything that happened outside of
the problem is the top company, the one that motherfuckers be watching, it didn't put out none of that. It put out it held up very little end of its bargain.
When Rich said that this is 95 WWF. It really is.
All Japan?
Yeah, because if you go to 95 All Japan, there's so much 5-star. There's so many 5-star matches in All Japan, New Japan, CMLL, AAA, even WCW.
Telling you, man.
Stuff, but
especially
it's rough out here.
But yeah, man. I just want to thank you guys for doing this show. I had this concept of how to do this for the holidays, and thank you guys all for listening all this year. We're going to be back with the One Nation Radio Awards before the year ends, but thank you guys for doing this show with me and setting up this network, and thank the SMC podcast and also Ricky and Clive for basically forming the foundation this year to grow this shit even more, and thank you guys, our listeners that have stuck with us and are bearing with us as we try to carve out a little bit of real estate, in this podcast game. So I don't know if you guys want to say anything to everybody before we get up out of here.
You can follow me on Twitter at Jeremy L. Donovan. You can follow our show at KI Strong Style. You can follow the whole network at Social Suplex on Twitter. Join us at the Wrestling Squared Circle Facebook group. We have threads for all the WWE shows, pay-per-views. We're starting to do more New Japan threads. So yeah, hit us up, man.
Yeah, man.
Can we leave off on this note?
What's up?
Not know as much of a question. Yeah, bro, did I finish off 2 bottles of wine by myself?
Yeah.
On that note,
I thought about that. That's some Andre crap right there.
Yes. Man out here like Andre the Giant.
I didn't realize I did this.
You just did this? I mean, I did do a half bottle of a pint. I don't know how big this is. Whatever.
Off the hen.
Yeah, off the hen. The yak.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that was it. You guys have a wonderful holiday.
Hey, I just want to let you guys know we're going to watch the Giant versus Ming from...
Yes, the fuck we are. Giant versus Ming, Hoss matches on deck. This is it. Peace.
Peace.